Never let go, Rose. Promise me. Promise me.
I'm sorry, Jack. I need both hands to like, comment, and subscribe to the new Cinema Forecast video. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cinema Forecast. It's me, Alfredo, your host, and with me, as always, my good friend and co-host, Connor.
Hello.
And with us today, we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine, a co-worker of mine, Lillian Collins.
Hey there. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. And if you're wondering, is it that Lillian Collins? It is, in fact, that Lillian Collins, the only one I know. And today, we're talking about Titanic.
That's right.
Yay.
This is the second installment in our Movies in Motion month. MMM, Movies in Motion month. And boy, does this movie move.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
It's a lot of moving.
Yeah, a lot of moving, a lot of grooving. As we like to do always at the top of the episode, we like to talk a little bit about our history with the movie. I guess I should also say, Lily and I are good friends. When I told her that we were going to be reviewing Titanic, she was like, I got to be on that. And I was like, you got it, bud. Signed her up immediately.
Yeah, actually, he sent me a text after he messaged you because he was like, you want to be on Titanic still? Just like within a minute. Yes!
I was like,
it was a great
yes, I do.
screenshot.
Yes, immediately. I was like so excited. I really want to talk about it. So.
And we're happy to have you here.
Hell yeah.
This is our first female guest.
That's right.
Because we are a regressive podcast.
Yeah.
We are unprogressive. No, I'm just joking. It did only take 27 episodes, but we finally done it.
Steps in the right direction, though, so that's
Thank
good.
you. I appreciate that, Lillian. Thank you so much for celebrating our incremental progressive ideology.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
So, as we said, we're talking about Titanic, talking about movies in motion, talking about our first times watching this. And let us start, of course, with our guest. Do you remember the first time you saw this movie?
Yeah, I was thinking about it last night, actually. I was like 13, and I had two guys over at my house. They were like they're probably like my age. Is it working? Okay. Probably my age. Yeah, we watched it in my living room. And I remember like wanting to cry during, like every sad scene, but trying to be like cool and like not cry.
Too cool to cry.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna cry. This is, but yeah, that's kind of, I don't really remember the rest of it, but those guys were pretty cool. They also seemed to enjoy the movie, but I think they wanted me to watch it, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. But yeah, it was a long time ago.
Come on, Lily. Check this out.
Check this out.
There's boobies in this movie. Come on in. There's boobies in this movie.
Yeah, they were both like these weird guys that I met from Texas who were like always visiting every summer, and I was like, you guys want to come over and watch TV? And yeah, they also showed me Trailer Park Boys, which is kind of funny too.
What a double feature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Well, Lillian, that is so fascinating. Thank you so much for regaling us with the tale of your first time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of first times, Connor, do you remember your first time?
Yeah, kind of. Not really. When I was a little kid, it was one of those movies that I thought was kind of like a girl's movie. You know, I was like, oh, there's just like smooching and stuff in
Yeah.
it. And then I think I was over at one of our mutual friends, Jessica Tate's house in my late teens, and they put it on, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll watch it. All the girls want to watch it. And I'm like, oh no, this is like a really great movie. It's all this shit exploding
Yeah.
and people drowning and all this action.
Yeah, boobs.
Hell yeah, boobs.
How old do you think you were at that point?
I want to say I was like 16, 17 maybe.
That's wild. And you had gone that long without like anybody ever.
Well, my mom and sister really liked it. So like I saw clips of it. I might have even like, put in that second VHS tape to see if I could find those boobies at some point. But
Record.
yeah. But yeah, no, I think I just kind of dismissed it for most of my life.
And what year was this when you were 16?
2009.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so is that
It's like
and
when
the movie
it's
came out in the
around the time we first
Yeah.
met.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am the oldest here. It was, I remember when it came out in 1997, like a lot of people were going wild over the movie coming out. I was living in Peru at the time. I remember a lot of my classmates being super interested. And what's so funny about what Connor said is that it was like widespread amongst boys and girls. Like there was a lot of excitement about the movie. I remember hearing about the movie before I actually saw it. My friend, I think Ignacio, had seen it in theaters. We did have it on VHS. It is like a dual VHS because it's fucking 3 hours and 15 minutes long. 195 minutes. It was one of two dual VHSs we had. It was in 2 white cases. The other one we had was in 2 red cases, and it was the made-for-TV Merlin movie starring Sam Neill.
Hell yeah.
That movie fucks. That movie's wild. Also, what's her name? Helena Bonham Carter, isn't it? She's playing
cool.
like a witch. But anyways,
Nice,
A wish.
nice.
Typical.
I remember watching it. I remember like watching it with my friend in my parents' like bedroom and feeling kind of like, oh my god, there's like nudity. This is like kind of naughty. My parents never really believed in censorship, so they never kept these things from me. But I had still sort of had impressed upon me like the standards of society, right? So I was like still like, ooh, wow. But yeah, and I was telling you guys earlier that people were like super obsessed with the way like that it like
The engineering of
that
it.
that it sank and the
Yeah.
way it came apart. I remember such a big thing of me being a kid in like 1997 was people. I'm holding my two hands, one in front of the other, showing the way the front split and started sinking, and then pulled the back under with it.
Yeah.
And it's so like that's so ingrained in my mind that watching the movie now and seeing it play out, I'm like, damn, that's wild. You know, it's like this cycle of like it's become so ingrained in me that then when I go back and watch where it comes from, I'm like, that's right. That this is fucking terrifying.
That's
too.
exactly how
Yeah.
I felt too. I have literally every detail of that, the way the ship sank memorized too. I was like really into that.
You know what I forgot, and we'll get to it eventually. Talk about it. The way that the suction of it being pulled down pulls everything on top
Yeah.
of them down. The
Yeah.
way it pulls like Jack down, that's fucking terrifying.
Terrifying.
But as we've said, we're talking movies in motion
That's
this
right.
month. My boy Connor, he's got a couple. I think roughly 4 themes he's thrown out there.
I got 5. I had.
Ooh.
Bonus theme.
Well, actually, I think I had 6 last week, but some of them were a little redundant, and
Okay.
some of them I didn't think was as interesting. And then I think I took one of yours that I liked that you were talking about. But yeah, 5 themes. Number 1, we got control. Just like control as a theme. Control as man trying to keep control. Man without control, since you're trapped on this vehicle that's in motion. The hubris of man. I mean, big one for this one. I mean, come on. Then we got danger as a theme, which,
Cool.
you know, yeah, again, this
on
one.
the money.
Isolation, a very common theme we have, just people being trapped together. And I think that kind of leads into, I think I took this point from you, microcosm of community.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
is huge for this one. Like, there's way more class stuff than I even remembered. I knew it was a very, like, class-conscious movie, but there's, like almost every other scene is, like, you know, doing a little, like, nudge about classism.
Totally.
Yeah, it's a great like visual metaphor, and then the way that it's carried out throughout is really horrifying.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep.
I also wanted to mention some things that like I think technical aspects that I want to see are like wide shots of like the vehicle
Yeah.
in motion.
A lot of that.
Like people being thrown around by the
Oh,
by
we
the
got a
ship
lot of
and stuff
that.
like that. I think another big thing that I totally thought of is like what's so alluring about this specific kind of category, movies in motion, is that it is really about momentum. And I'm not just talking about physical like momentum, it's the momentum of plot, like the like, you know, narrative inertia that carries the story through. That even when there are these sort of like lulls, there is this like underlying sort of like danger that's constantly looming. It is like the equivalent of like riding a timer, riding a bomb, right?
Yeah.
And as y'all know, we at Cinema Forecast, we fucking love a timer.
We fucking love timers.
Yeah, so I mean, let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. You know,
Yeah, so we start off with some old footage.
sepia.
Yeah.
Sepia. How do you say it?
Sepia. I think.
Sepia, yeah.
Lillian, what do you call the little peanut butter like? What do you call the little things? The little chocolate peanut butter things?
Peanut butter cups?
No, from Reese's.
Reese's peanut butter cups?
No, the little
Reese's?
pieces. How do you call it? Do you call them Reese's Pieces or Reese's Pieces?
Oh God, Reese's Pieces.
Okay, thank you.
Reese's Pieces.
I
Reese's
feel like I'm back and
Pieces.
forth on it.
Reese's Pieces.
Really?
Yeah, I can't pick
I've
a
talked
lane.
to so many people, and despite
sounds
hearing
insane.
so many people say Reese's Pieces, so many people I talk to are like, Reese's Pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces. That's what I said. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I fucking said.
Well, so starting off with the old footage, I think is a great choice because so much of this movie, like the main arc for what's his name?
Jack?
No, the guy who's looking for the diamond.
Brock
Oh.
Lovett,
Yes.
treasure hunter. I just want to say really quickly, Paul F. Tompkins does a character on Comedy Bang Bang where he plays Brock Lovett essentially.
Oh, really?
And he's like an underwater treasure hunter. He loves wet treasure, and his whole bit is like he doesn't go for dry treasure. It's got to be wet. And somebody was like, "What about like the basement of a house that flooded?" He's like, "Yep, that's very
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, played by the great Bill Paxton, of course.
R.I.P. Bro.
yeah, what
he
a
was so
shame.
young. It's so wild.
Yeah, what a shame. But no, what I was saying is that his arc in this movie is he's kind of disrespectful and like irreverent about the Titanic at the start, and then it's kind of his journey of like, oh,
Discovers
this was a
empathy.
real thing. Like
Yeah.
this isn't just some like moment in history. So I think starting the movie, showing you footage of like the real like time.
Yeah,
you know?
he's accused of being a grave robber, and I think it's a pretty like apt title to throw around when you're talking about him, because he really is like in it so much for profit, you know.
Yeah.
And we get a little bit of My Heart Will Go On at the beginning as well. I mean, they really are milking that
Oh,
track
yeah.
in this movie.
There was
Rightfully so. I
There
mean,
was
it's
the
really
like
good.
vocalizing of it. Yeah, everyone's like waving. Yeah, I was like, this movie has one song in a million different ways. It is like Mozart's variations on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but like My
Yeah.
Heart Will Go On.
Yeah, I mean-
and on and on and on and on.
Totally. There's like a handful of other like orchestral pieces, but mostly it's either like some medley of My Heart Will Go On or just
Who sings that song?
Celine Dion.
Oh, well, yeah.
Near,
Oh, right, of course, obviously. Yes.
far, wherever you are. Boom, to the bottom of the ocean. This is gonna be a hit, baby.
We get the Titanic title over the water.
The dark ocean.
Yeah.
I love that
Yes.
choice. It looks so dark and like haunting. Like, you know, I think kind of highlighting and foreshadowing the danger that is present there.
Totally. Oh,
We get the sonar echoes. Pew,
and
pew.
it is James Horner is the composer for Titanic, so
Oh, cool.
he's a big one. He won 2 Academy Awards for his movie or for his score in this movie, which iconic. I get it, very good. I mean, a big part I think of what makes me emotional in this movie is that song coming in, even though it's like kind of cheesy and they do it over and over again. I'm just like, well, you're getting me with it. So
It does.
Good job.
It gets you.
We go to the submarines going
The
underwater.
submersible, yes.
Yeah, very cool.
All of these underwater things are like, this is like all of this technical shit is what makes James Cameron a great director.
Yeah.
Like I think that it's really great that he got some good actors, but you can really there's moments where I really feel like it's so much about the technical aspects and like the performances really feel secondary, and luckily there's like a good cast to like carry some of that weight.
Yeah, you can tell James Cameron's nerding out about this stuff a bit, and he did kind of go through this period where he's just like fascinated by, like he did The Abyss around this time, right? And
Oh, yeah.
I think he was doing like a documentary himself underwater at some point, so he was just super interested in this, and I'm guessing Titanic struck a chord with them. And
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. He's obsessed with the ocean.
Yeah.
I also want to shout out Russell Carpenter. That's the director of photography for this film. He's also known for doing Way of Water, and he also did Ant-Man.
Interesting.
Did True Lies. So we got a little bit of that
Hell yeah.
that Cameron connection there.
Hell yeah. I love how we got Paxton's character, Brock, here going, like, he's kind of like waxing poetic about like the beautiful gem that sank to the, like, lost. I
He's
forget.
being real poetic for like the documentary part.
Yeah.
And then when he shuts it off, he's like, enough of that crap. You know?
Yeah, like, and Lewis is like, you're so full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get
his
to
buddy.
the fucking money, dude. Let's get to the fucking moolah.
And I wrote, next to that, just like no respect. Like I had kind of forgotten about that arc, which is a nice little.
I also forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 80 years ago. Like it's not really 84 years ago. It's not hard to like understand either why somebody would be like, all right, let's like fucking rummage around this wreck and find something of value.
Right. I mean, I'm sure we're going to be irreverently joking about the Titanic throughout this whole movie. However, I would just say that we are making fun of the movie and not like the historical tragedy that is this
absolutely.
event.
We're making fun of the hubris of man.
Yeah.
I also like the whole process of the like. They've got the submersibles. They've got 2 different teams.
Yeah.
It's like a Russian and American team working together. They have like the other submersible, the Mir, and then they have the 2 little robots that
Yeah. I
come
was
out.
gonna say the
Duncan and
robots.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I love that.
That's their names.
Their names
They
are
have
Duncan and
names?
Snoop
I know
Dogg,
their
yeah.
their little arms were kind of.
Yeah, they're cool though. I love the robots. Again, like I was like James Cameron, like all of these process things and the knowledge of the technology. And as you said, he was super obsessed with like the deep sea and deep sea exploration. It is, and I get why it's fascinating. It's like this
Final Frontier. Yeah. Jinx. Totally. I didn't get the miles. I think they said something like 2 miles, but 3,821 meters down.
Yeah. And you would be like, you cannot go out in that as a person. You'd be absolutely just fucking crushed by the weight of that. Unless you were wearing some really insane like suit, right?
Yeah, pressurized. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he talks about how the like glass is like 9 inches thick, and that's all that's keeping them from being like fucking smushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're also doing a good job in this whole setup here on just kind of putting you in the mindset of what you're going to witness by the end of the movie. So they're kind of like planting those little seeds of like, there's going to be some crazy stuff going down. Like, that's the only thing keeping us between the ocean is this little bit of glass. What happens when that shatters? I don't know. Think about it. Maybe it'll come up again. You know?
Yeah, it is definitely like a look at where it is now.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to end up.
Yeah.
Like through the story. Kind of like a Babe Ruth pointing out, calling your fucking shot, you know?
Totally. I love all the shots of, well, we get like the feed of the robots going through, but then also just like the, the actual shots of the drones going through themselves. And it's very cool to watch them move through.
Very subtle the way it like flips, like he's like moving the frame and he's like, be careful. And then they find, the safe ultimately. And they're super stoked because they're like, it's going to be in there. It's going to be in the safe. This is like what we have the records about, like Hockley and like the safe.
Yeah.
And then they go to open it. And it's just a bunch of useless cash.
Yeah. This is another parallel I really liked. When they're pulling up the safe, they're all like smoking cigars and popping champagne and stuff.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the movie,
sorely
after her,
disappointed.
yeah. And then at the end of the movie, after her story, he has a cigar and he just tosses it.
It's the same cigar.
So yeah, he's
he
just
never
not gonna
lights
smoke
it.
it. Yeah. Totally.
It's Chekhov's cigar.
Another detail I really liked is when we're seeing the footage of it going through the ship. It's just like very silent and eerie. And then as soon as we see the belongings of some of the passengers, like we get a little bit of that music fading in again. Like
you hear like voices as well. There's like the chatter of like a crowd. It's fucking wild.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah,
stuff.
it is like immediately just like pulling at your heartstrings, like humanizing it. I love how the movie is playing against what Bill Paxton's character is doing.
Totally.
It is like this sort of like, let's remind you of what really happened here. It's so easy to look at it as like this relic, this wreck. But then as we soon see, as he tracks down like everything with the painting going on.
Yeah, they find the drawing
and
which
that
has
going
the
on
diamond
the news. But
on
that
it.
we see there are people who are still living who experience this.
Yeah.
And also, dude, we see like little kids making out of there. Like there are people younger than Rose that made it out there. Also, wild that she's 17, that she's supposed to be 17.
She is?
Yeah, I mean, just knock it
How
up
old
to
is
18.
Cal supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Probably like 25, 28. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, knock it up to 18 and don't make us feel bad about like.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, that's such a good choice. Or
Please.
such a good point. And I was also kind of struck that I thought Leonardo DiCaprio looked like quite a bit younger than Rose this time around. I was
but
like,
he's
he kind of looks
he's
like
23 and she's 22.
Interesting. Yeah, he kind of looked more like a kid to me than her.
I thought so too. I was like, why? She looks so much older than him. And then I
Yeah.
looked it up
Well,
last
women,
night and I was
you know
like,
this. Women mature seem more.
Yeah.
I think
sure.
it's also like the way they're like dressed and everything. She's all made up. She has like the makeup on and
Yeah.
everything.
For sure.
And he's like, just like he's got his like boyish hair. I think it's part of his charm as well, right? He does represent this like rebellious freedom that I think could be reflected in a more youthful look, perhaps.
Yeah. Something I was thinking about that's just like a very random throwaway thought, but I think James Cameron has some sort of interest in, or like this trope or theme of a picture from the future reflecting something from the past, because we also get that in Terminator 1 with where he's coming back in time with the picture of Sarah Connor and like how significant that picture is to him and how much it ties through the movie. And then here we are again in Titanic with a painting
The
carrying through
guy
the
who
whole
makes
movie.
pictures is obsessed with pictures.
Who would have known?
that picture is me.
Yeah, we see
It's so fucking funny, dude. I love it. It's so good.
we see Rose making
Oh yes,
pottery.
the woman in the picture is me.
She's with her granddaughter.
Yeah.
She sees herself
Yeah,
on the
she
news.
sees it on the news. She's
Yeah.
like, I recognize that. I recognize
Yeah, those
that
are my
nude
tits.
body.
Yeah, those are
They fly her out. How wild would that be to just
Bro,
see
the
like,
goldfish bringing the
Yeah,
goldfish
okay, that-
with
Yes, she has a dog with her and her goldfish with
Oh,
her.
and I need my pictures.
Oh yeah, I brought all of her photos from
Yeah.
Such like an old lady.
Yes.
Just like an entire like fucking photo album of framed pictures that she
Absolutely
sets
wild.
How
out.
old was she when How old was she supposed to be? Like
101
next
101?
month, I
Yeah.
believe, because they're
Okay.
discussing how
Yeah.
Lewis. I love this arc for Lewis where he's just
He's
like.
dubious.
Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. This is just like some crazy old bat, and then by the
Oh,
end of the movie,
God,
he's just
he's
like
sobbing.
in tears. Yeah, I love that.
And also, like, you could kind of tell, like, the granddaughter and him are kind of starting to, like, get closer and
Yeah.
closer
Yeah,
at
Bill
the end,
Paxton,
and
yeah, for
almost,
sure.
almost they're kind of like,
No, the way he immediately
Yeah.
looks at her when she gets off and she walks up and he's like,
That's such a good
That's
point.
a
Yeah,
babe.
it crossed my mind, but then I kind of thought about it. But I think you're right. There might
Oh,
be
yeah.
some suggestion
At
there
the
that-
end,
no,
they're
absolutely,
totally like,
absolutely, there is. I think like there's even something that she says. She's like, Lizzie takes care of me, and and he's like, yeah, dude, hell yeah, I see that. I also is he wearing a comedian T-shirt? It's like the smiley face with like the blood like
funny.
coming down.
I didn't
don't know if
notice.
it's just like a
I
smiley
didn't
face with
notice.
like a like gunshot wound, or if it was a comedian like a Watchmen reference.
Hell yeah.
Doesn't matter, whatever it is. I just thought it was it just reminded me of that, you know.
Hell yeah. She.
I like to see my drawing.
Yeah. So she looks at her drawing, and this is the first time we see any kind of flashbacks, right? She gets some like a little bit of like I forget. I think it's just her like maybe lounging and maybe Leonardo DiCaprio's eyes, Jack's eyes rather.
It's a flashback to just his eyes.
Okay.
To just his eyes, and and she says, "Wasn't I a dish?"
that was so
What a
funny.
line, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh
then,
my
and this is
God.
where we get the thing about there was an insurance claim on the Coeur de la Mer made by
Yeah.
a Hockley, and then like I love the part with the mirror too. She picks it up, she looks at herself, and she's like, "The reflection has changed a bit."
Yeah.
Oh,
ve-
when she looks at that little like her hairpin that she. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, the little butterfly. I think it was. Yeah, you could just tell. And like I was just imagining like if this this is a real woman seeing something that she hasn't seen since she was 17,
Yeah.
and it being something that she was probably one of her
Famously
favorite.
not a real woman.
Well, famously not, but imagine she wasn't a real woman, but like I don't know, I can't imagine seeing that again.
Yeah.
Being such an old woman.
Well,
being
especially
like,
attached to all this trauma.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah. These are my things.
Totally.
This is mine. Yeah.
It's funny because like it is really interesting though, and I'm just gonna bring it up. Like Cal is super materialistic, and Rose is like, no, I'm not like that.
Mhm.
But like in the future, it's like you're kind of like that. You like really love your things. Like
I don't know because it's not like she ever sold the diamond or like showed it off.
no.
you know?
Like she likes different things, but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
still likes her things. Like
Sure.
like someone who doesn't like things doesn't bring a million fucking like
Right.
framed pictures.
I
with
guess
them.
the difference is for Cal, it's about power, and for her, it's about the sentimentality of those things and what it means.
I felt
to
like
her.
she
Yeah,
thought she
yeah,
was
for
gonna
sure.
die,
I
so she
just-
brought all this stuff with
It's
her.
just a
I don't know.
wild. It's just a wild fucking image of this lady lugging around this much shit, and then it's like, oh no, the central thesis to this is that she's not materialistic, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like
I know what you mean.
they
yeah.
could have shown. Like, I know some hippie grandmas, and they wouldn't travel like that.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
like.
That's funny.
And
Yeah.
I feel like
It's
they
a good
could-
point, yeah.
They could have maybe done a little bit more of that, but she was like this glamorous actress. There is this whole life, and I think that's what they're trying to imply
Yeah.
with all of her things is like the whole like sort of life that she lived. I do love the simulation of the Titanic,
Yes,
where
cool.
he's mansplaining the fucking natural disaster she survived to her.
And he's being so crude about it.
Dude.
He's like talking about it sinking, and he's like, and that ass is going down, and that's a big ass. And it's like, bro, you're talking to a survivor.
She's like, yeah,
Yeah, it is
uh-huh.
really, it is wild that he talks to her like that, and it is all like I'm like sometimes I watch, you watch movies from certain times, and you're like, people just like making people in movies like jerks, like during
I
that
think
time.
it's this arc, right? They're
Yeah,
setting
it,
up.
Yeah.
it is for sure the arc, but it's just so funny how like there's like no fucking nuance, there's like no awareness
Yeah.
of like.
Well, he doesn't believe that she's even a
Yeah,
survivor.
no, for sure,
yeah.
totally. But even if I did, I mean, she's an old
Old
woman.
woman,
You know,
yeah.
what, regardless of her being an old woman, like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what, dude? Like, let me just hear her out, like, and
Totally.
like, if I truly believe what I believe, and I'm a man of science, then it will be proven. You know
Yeah.
that she's a fake, and I'll just let it all speak for herself.
Yeah.
But no, this guy, he's talking about the ass. He's getting real. I do. It is. It does kind of work with the fact that they're on like boats. You know, they're like real sailors
True.
mouth.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, they also just seem very like he doesn't seem very socialized, you know.
No, but by the end of the movie, he's learned his lesson a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe be a
Yeah.
better person moving forward.
And it starts right here when Rose is like, "Listen, you little shit, I
Yeah.
was fucking there. I'm gonna tell you how it went down.
I'm gonna
okay?
tell you what happened.
Even
what
though
really
subjective accounts can often be super altered because memory is totally fallible and, things like flashbulb memory are super inaccurate. But I'm going to tell you how it happened for the sake of the narrative of this film.
Heck yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and she has she breaks down a little bit when she looks. She's looking at the footage of the wreckage, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she just
Oh,
starts
and I
crying.
think it shows. Well, it shows like where they had their first kiss. I believe the
at the-
front.
Yeah,
the-
on
the
the
front-
on the bow of the
The
boat.
bow,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
and that's when she's like, she kind of cover. I think she
Yeah.
like covers her mouth.
Yeah, I like that. I like that line. I mean, it's super iconic. It's been memed to death. It's been 84 years. Called it the Ship of Dreams.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll be up front here. I'm not a huge fan of Gloria Stewart's performance in this movie.
Sure.
It's wild because I was like, who is this person? And she was like, she was an actor in like the 30s and stuff.
Yeah.
Of both stage and screen. But yeah, I find her to be like to take me out of it a little bit. Definitely like whenever I'm watching her, I'm like in a movie, you know?
Yeah, I can see it. Well, I kind of felt that way for a lot of this movie. Like, I think some of the performances are better than others, but I think they are kind of leaning into this larger than life Romeo and Juliet kind of campy, like a little bit of cheese to it, but it's like
Yeah.
very heartfelt.
Kate Winslet's performance is like I said earlier, it's so theatrical. Like it just feels very Broadway, which I like about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, whenever it goes back to the older woman, it kind of snaps you back into reality, but not in the best way. It's kind of
No,
like
yeah, it is because it is like it works in the setting, in
Yeah.
the time period, like the whole thing you're saying about the cheesy like sort of Romeo and Juliet thing. That all works for the most part when it's happening in the flashback.
Right.
Then you go to Rose in the future, and like there is like I feel like with Brock and his crew like setting up the tone. Like she kind of comes in and is doing a bit of like a Dennis Hopper in Waterworld. Dennis Hopper in fucking Speed. Dennis Hopper in any movie. But she's like kind of like parallel acting. Like, this
Yeah.
is my track. You guys are all on this train together. I'm on this other one, you know?
That's funny. I can see that. Yeah. We see young Rose arriving.
We get this sick morph
Yeah.
from the wreck to the real thing. This is one of the fun aspects of the CGI throughout. Because there's some wide shots where you see people moving on deck, and I'm like, this is very obviously like computer generated.
Yeah.
But those like fades into each other, the way that it morphs into all of those like still work for me. Like I think they look good.
Me too.
I love them as transition points.
Me too. We get Cal telling her mother here, your daughter is quite hard to impress, which
Far too hard to
Oh.
impress.
yeah, which again, like the material theme from the very start. She's like, yeah, it's a big boat. I get it.
Yeah.
Like,
Billy Zane is awesome in this. I love Billy Zane.
Yeah,
Billy
me
Zane's
too.
so good.
He kills
God.
it in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
he's
does.
great.
He really
He's
does.
so good at just being like such a fucking jerk, you know?
Yeah.
The way that immediately too, like they're like, dude, you can't unload your shit here. You got to go to the other terminal. And he's like, here's money. Money solves everything. Take the money. Move everything for me.
Yes.
Yeah, they're immediately touching on some of this class stuff where the poor are all getting tested for lice and stuff, and then the rich are just like walking straight
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the line later on too when Jack goes on. He's like, plus, we both don't have lice. We're American.
Yeah, yeah, really good. And I like just the overall set design. Love seeing all these cars, all
the costumes are
Yeah, the
sick.
costumes
Those
are
hats are
impressive.
fucking huge, dude.
The dresses, the corsets are crazy to me.
Yeah.
I always forget that women were like just
I
strapped
know.
into corsets like that. And you can't
The hats are.
fucking
I
breathe.
have to reiterate, the hats are fucking huge.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're
Yeah.
so big.
The bigger the hat, you know what I
think-
mean?
I think if you walked into a southern church on a fucking Sunday, you would not be able to find a single hat like half the size of those fucking hats.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like when she turns around, I'm like, oh my god, this is insane. Like
Dude,
it's
yeah.
draped over her face, but
yeah.
I digress.
She has a pretty potent line here. I thought she says, "To me, it was a slave ship taking me to America in chains."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It is, and it is very like much about her, you know, which is like I was like a little like turned off by that line. I'm like, okay, Rose, all right,
Yeah,
like
calm
there are
down.
obviously people in way worse situations than you, but I understand. There is like I don't want to diminish what she's going through because
Yeah.
that seems really rough, and I love that there is ultimately a motivation
Yes, I
for
was
why
gonna
she
say,
feels forced.
Yeah,
Like that comes up.
that worked a lot for me too. I
But
forgot.
but I am like, okay, I'm gonna go be this guy's wife slave in America in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I forgot too how like her. I mean, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but like how her mother, is like,
Yeah.
you're doing this for our family.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're
Where-
talking about.
yeah,
Where
it's like-
her dad died and left them with a bunch of bad
nothing.
bad debts.
Yeah. And she's like, why did this is so unfair? And her mom says something like, well, we're women, we have to make
Our choices
like,
are always
difficult.
yeah.
Yeah. And I was really thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if that's true right now in this day and age. And I was like, yeah, it is still totally true, but
Yeah,
not to the extent of
yeah,
that.
I think it was
absolutely.
so much more prevalent back then,
Oh yeah, that was so common. Like you have to marry off so our family can
Yeah.
and marry some asshole who's way older than you and treats you like shit. So I do get where she was coming from about the slave thing for sure.
There's
but also,
both sides are compelling for sure.
Absolutely.
Speaking of both sides, dude. Little card game with some Swedes.
Oh yeah,
Little
yeah.
Swede card game.
Fun, very
Little
fun.
tickets.
When you got nothing to lose.
Fabrizio.
Who the fuck bets their fucking like tickets to like I am moving to America. I have these tickets.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them up in a card game.
Well, that's Jack's whole thing. He
Yeah.
is very
no,
much.
no, Jack doesn't do that. The Swedish
Oh,
guys
yeah,
do
that's
that.
Yeah, he
right.
wins the ticket because he
That's
like
right,
yeah.
right. Well, I thought he had bet it, and then I thought his friend
No.
said to him, "I can't believe you bet our tickets," but it was the other friend, and that's why he punches him. Okay,
Yes,
it's all
yes,
makes
yes,
sense.
yes. No, Jack has nothing. Jim and Fabrizio have put in their last dimes, which is also funny because these guys are going to America. They got these tickets, and they're just like, oh, instead of putting up money, which we might have, because he's saying every last cent that we have, we're doing on this, and he seems pretty poor. I feel like those Swedish guys could have probably matched it pretty well, but. Anyway, I love the drama of the drawing of the cards.
Yeah.
We get some like close-ups of Leo's face. He's just very like charming, compelling dude, like right
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Gorge.
You want to watch him win.
Yeah, absolutely. He says someone's life's about to change, and I know there's
Dun,
so
dun,
much.
dun.
I love the tone they set at the beginning here because it's so full of hope and wonder and excitement. But they already did this big opening that like they showed you where this is all going, so it's like this beautiful mixture of like dread, but like
Yeah.
the movie's telling you it's
Yeah,
hopeful.
We all
and
there's
know
a
what's
lot
gonna
of
happen. We
there's a
all
lot
know
of
what's gonna
foreshadowing.
happen there. I mean,
If
It's
it's your
good.
second time watching it, you're like, okay, that's about how Jack's gonna die. That's about how Jack's gonna die.
Yeah.
Right.
That's referring
Yeah.
to Jack dying. That's referring to Jack freezing to
yeah.
death.
Absolutely. Yep. Then they race to catch the boat.
Yeah, they barely make it on. Like the plank is like a foot away, and there's where we get the line where he says the thing about like we couldn't have lice, we're American, and but right before that, friggin' Fabrizio, I go to America.
Oh my god.
This is Danny Nucci, an Italian American actor, right? So fair enough, but oh my god, the accent is so over the top.
Dude, I can see the
is.
Statue of Liberty.
It's very small, of course. Very small.
Very small. Yeah,
Yes.
it's really good.
Oh my god.
We see Rose's room like.
Yeah, I do want to bring up. We do see that like Jack already has like he doesn't really mind like bending the truth. Like he's like, yeah, we already went through the inspection queue. Like
Yeah.
just let us on. We're fine.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting thing they play around with too. Is him like he's very used to needing to kind of live this way in order to get by being so poor in this society, right? Like, I think there's a little bit of an interesting theme of like being honest can sometimes just be a luxury of the rich.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure,
'cause, like-
absolutely. I mean, there is the ultra. There, you could definitely. I could see this movie done with a very like, no, I'm poor, but I'm very honest. Like.
True.
But so I kind of like that he's a little bit of a scoundrel. Like
Yeah.
I think it works with him as a character. But I definitely was like picking up a little bit more on this. Like watching it, I was kind of like, all right, I kind of know like the bones of the story. Let me kind of like see if I can dig into maybe like the like some of the like not so clean parts of them, and like I think having that set up from the beginning, and then like when you see him steal the coat and everything. It makes it believable that, and the way he looks at the money when he ultimately is like accused of it, you can see why Rose might be like, yeah, okay.
I can see it. Yeah, totally.
But then she remembers that she knew that he didn't do it.
Yeah. how did you know? How did you find out I didn't do it? I just realized that I knew, or what did she
I
say?
realized that I already knew.
Yeah, okay,
So
bitch,
silly.
a little too late. I mean, Jesus
Yeah, I know.
Christ.
Well, fuck, lady. I'm like stuck down.
Oh
I'm
my
drowning over here.
God. I'm
drowning over here.
but okay. Yeah.
I love that she's got some paintings of Picasso.
No, it's
Monet.
someone Picasso. Yeah.
Monet.
Something Picasso. He won't amount to a thing.
She also has a Degas. I want to say before this, everyone's waving and Jack is waving and Fabrizio goes, you know someone down there? He's like, no, that's not the point, dude. You just wave, you know?
That's really funny.
Yeah, they're fun.
I want to say as well, the ship is huge.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
the propellers starting up.
Yeah.
I watched this with headphones, and the rumble of it, like, it was peaking a lot in my headphones.
That's
and
great.
And I was like, this is, like, wild, like, the
Yeah.
size of it.
In general, he does so much, or he spends so much time just like setting up the exterior of the ship, all the different corridors, all the rooms. Like he really wants you to be familiar with how every part of the ship is laid out, so that when it starts falling apart and you have to run through
like
it,
the
you're
steam
like,
room or whatever it's
yeah,
called.
the boiler room,
Yeah.
and then you got the engine room. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super cool.
It is a cool thing. I always say that I love setting up like geographies because like being familiar with the set that you move through like really raises the stakes. And it's just enough to show like the like side view of it too.
Yeah.
Like even when we get the simulation and they break down exactly how the sinking is going to happen, that is like that is enough. But
Yeah.
then watching people move through it as well, that really sort of like bolsters
level
it
by
for me.
level, and it starts in the boiler room. And
Yeah.
then they close the doors on those
that
guys.
part's so good.
No, and that also is like reflects a lot of the classism as well. I feel like even like the worker, well, at least like the crew members, I think there was most of the crew members died. Like at least most of the people were crew members. So it's like they even treated the crew
workers,
as
yeah.
the workers as less, of course, than, and then like every level you go up, it's like, oh, E deck. That's where we put the
Perfect
criminals
metaphor,
on
yeah.
E deck, and then perfect metaphor exactly for how the ship goes down too. It's like we're closing closing the boiler room first on those dudes always made my heart like.
The way the doors are closing. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll
sorry.
get there.
I know I
it's
jumped
cool.
too far.
No, we do that all the time.
Yeah.
We get introduced to the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Yes,
and I
I
love
love her.
there's always levels to the levels because, yeah, she's rich, but she's new money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because Ruth doesn't even have any money left, but
But
she
she-
still needs something to cling on to make herself feel better than someone
Yeah,
else
Totally.
she
who
sucks.
has way
She
more
sucks,
money
yeah.
than her. It's wild. That scene later on, I really like found myself kind of having some like empathy for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's in a sympathetic situation, but she's handling it in like the least sympathetic way possible.
Absolutely. I just think it's nice that there is this sort of like, maybe it would have been better if she wasn't just like this faceless sort of like, this heartless, like cold-hearted, like maternal, like kind of oppressive maternal figure. And if there was a little bit more of that, but I think the one scene is enough, especially in a
Yep.
movie that's 3 hours
Yeah.
fucking
Dude,
long,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I was wondering while watching it, like, could they cut a little here and there, and like maybe here and there, but
Maybe.
it's like pretty taut. Like the story really moves. I mean, you can make an argument that the action, like the whole set piece, they probably could have cut a thing out here or there, and I'll probably mention that as we're going through it. But overall, like, I think they do a really great job setting up so many themes and like so many character arcs and
I
narratives.
also think that like as much as you think that, you're not a Titanic head. Like people have been like into the Titanic since before this movie came out.
Right.
Knowing how much people have invested in historical and literally people obsessed with it where like, telling like people like can picture an old man just being like, oh, well, I read a book and this is exactly how everything went down, how it all broke down. And James Cameron is kind of one of those guys, and he knows those other guys,
Yeah.
like other people are going to be watching, like to see how accurate it is. And that's why I think he spends so much time
So I
on those
actually
action parts.
wouldn't cut all any of that. More so, to jump ahead. Like at a certain point, Rose like goes back down 2 times, and then there's like really long sequences. But it's like, do we need to keep going back into the boat to have more action set pieces so that they can come back up and then go back down to have more
because
action
she goes
set
to get
pieces?
Jack, they come back up, they go back down, they
Yeah.
find the kid. Yeah, there's a lot of business in that. I think that like.
It's still like great.
Yeah, I think it's
yeah.
also like showing that even the like poor people, like I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's definitely some fat there to like trim. I do love a lot of the tension of going around the hallways. Like,
I mean, it's all really good and it all keeps building, and like the tension is so. I'm like interested to talk through it again because like I feel like I could kind of lean one way or the
Yeah,
other.
for sure. After that, we do have the captain looking super happy, and he's telling,
Oh man,
"Take her to sea, Mr. Murdoch. Let's stretch her legs."
gosh, what's his name again, man? Freaking Theoden from Lord of the Rings. I love this guy.
Bernard Hill?
Bernard Hill, yes, rest in peace. Legendary actor. I love him in this movie. He's a very interesting character. Kind of incompetent, but like he still holds the dignity, I feel like, of the captain of this great vessel the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he totally easily gets pushed around by,
He makes a lot of bad calls,
Totally,
like many
yeah.
times. He has so many chances to kind of
And Mr.
maneuver a little
Andrews
bit.
is the one who designs the ship, correct?
Right, yeah. Love his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd kind of forgotten about
Are they
him.
are they kind of at the table at this point when they're going around talking about, like, Rose is being introduced to these people and they're talking about the ship?
We get a lot of like shots of the like ship
Yeah, I think
cruising,
yeah.
and we see Leo and Danny Nucci at the front. There's the dolphins racing next to the
right,
ship.
right, yeah.
You see the people working the stokes super hard. You get the line that you quoted about, "I can see the Statue of Liberty," and then we get the iconic, "I am the king of the world" line.
Right. We
Right.
got
And this
James
is
Cameron
where-
in a lot of trouble
I'm
at
the
the
king
awards.
of the world.
Have you heard about this?
No.
Well, not in a lot of trouble, but he because they won Best Picture, right? And he goes
Uh-huh.
up on stage and he accepts it and he shouts, "I'm the king of the world!"
Oh
and a
my
lot of people are like, "Okay, man,
Yeah, it's
come on."
it's pretty cringe. That part is real.
James Cameron is a pretty cringe guy, I think. If you
so
like,
is-
if you really
yeah.
like dig into it. But this is the part where I said that I noticed the CGI of like the people moving on
Yeah.
the deck, because they just like move kind of in
Yeah.
like
There's a couple
little
times.
robotic
Yeah,
fashion.
they look like little ants moving
do,
along.
they
I
do.
noticed it a lot less when we get into the night sequences at the end and stuff. But yeah, a lot of these early shots of the ship taking off and stuff like far away, it's like yeah, you could tell it's CGI, but it still looks great.
Yeah.
for-
It doesn't detract from it.
time.
I would say. I
This
don't
is
think it detracts.
97.
97. I don't think it detracts from it. I think it works, but like it is definitely like noticeable.
Noticeable, yeah. I
And
agree.
then this next part is where we have them all sitting around. I think having lunch or something. It's
Yeah.
Ismay, who is the like financier of the Titanic,
Yeah.
and then we have Mr. Andrews, the guy who actually designed the ship.
Yeah.
And they're sitting with Molly Brown, Cal, Ruth, and Rose, and Rose tries to pull out a cig, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And speaking of movies in motion, largest moving thing ever made by man, or something like that, is what he says.
Right. Yeah, he
So
does say something.
Which is wild to think about. Like that
Yeah,
is
they ask
pretty
him
crazy.
about why they named it Titanic, and he says something, and Rose is like, "Some Dr. Freud, you have a tiny penis." Right?
Yeah.
Like she like implies that he has
Yeah.
a small dick. That's
He's
why
all-
he wanted to name his boat Titanic.
He says, like, "Who's Freud?" Or
Is
something.
he one of the passengers?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
I think one, like having them just one or the other, but having both the something Picasso, he'll never amount to anything, followed almost immediately by like, who's Freud?
Yeah.
Like a little too much of the like, we're back in time and this isn't this funny.
Yeah, it's interesting the thought of like, oh, Rose is like so like knowledgeable, well read, and this guy has no idea, right? Like
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when Freud's like big era, like is this
1880s, I think,
Okay.
1890s, early 1900s. I feel like he might have known who he was, like, but whatever,
Yeah.
you know. It's a funny dick joke. Whatever. We'll take a funny joke. Funny
yeah.
dick joke. Funny dick joke is kind of the like semi-soft enemy of the nitpick, you know.
Yes, I agree with you there.
And I do like we get Jack sketching. Very we're setting it up. She likes art.
Yeah.
He does art.
And I do whoever they
Huh.
got to do all these drawings.
Yeah, I
really,
wonder who
really
those close up,
talented.
whose hands those are in like some of those shots.
Very impressive, yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. Really good really good drawings.
So she smokes a cigarette. But she
Yeah.
has one of those little things,
Oh
those
yeah,
little
she has a
cigarette
cigarette
holders.
holder, yeah.
And then that's when Kathy Bates, what is her name, Molly?
Yeah, Molly
Molly,
Brown, yeah.
she clocks that Cal's being super controlling.
Yeah, he's ordering for it, and then Molly Brown does say, "Are you gonna like cut her meat for her too?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I love Molly. I
Yeah,
mean,
she's great.
She's like maybe the most like modern character. Like it almost feels like she's from this time period. being
Yeah.
Well, I think
Roger.
Kathy Bates is also like her character's supposed to be like from like out west in the U.S.
Yeah.
and I think she kind of sells that, and even the way like she talks, it feels very sort of like
Yeah.
of that time and of that like sort of geography.
Yeah, and it's like you were saying, it's a good kind of more nuanced angle on like, hey, like yes, we're poking at the upper class and how douchey they can be, but like there's also reasonable, great people that are rich as well, you know.
Yeah, and as we were saying about him sketching, this is where he meets Tommy Ryan, and he tells him the Titanic is an Irish ship built by big Irish hands. I like that. I like that shit a lot. He's like so proud of it. He's like, yeah, we fucking built this.
I like
monster,
this character
dude.
a lot too. He's very in the background. But
Yeah, well, I mean, but it is still like I feel like he has a lot like there's enough of an emotional connection to him that when he dies, ultimately, I'm like kind of like really heartbroken by it.
Yeah, I think he's someone like on a first watch or two, I wasn't like paying as much attention to him, but like definitely on this watch, yeah, I was like, oh man, he does get shot later.
Big
what a
Irish
fucking bummer.
hands.
Yeah, because he's such a fun character.
Yeah, and he does when Jack notices Rose, he has a great line where he says, "You'll sooner have angels flying out your arse." Love that. It's so good.
Yeah, me too.
It's a good shot too of her like standing up there on the upper like deck.
Yeah, and
like
it's love
near
at
the
first sight.
railing.
Yeah, no, she looks at him and then she looks away and then she looks back at him.
And
Like-
he's just like because she's staring at her and
Yeah.
she notices him staring, so she like looks back, right?
Next thing I have is
Rose runs out of
running
dinner,
out,
yeah, because
yeah.
she doesn't want to
man.
live this boring life. There is also got to add it to the tally of movies with voiceover. Doesn't start with voiceover, but has voiceover throughout.
yeah.
And I will say I don't like it.
Really?
Don't like it. Don't need old Rose explaining to me these things that you could convey using visual, cinematic language.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm with you for the most part.
There's literally one part where she says one sentence just to like sum up like, dude, yeah, I know your mom doesn't want to see you spitting, like learning how to spit from Jack. Like you don't have to tell me.
I think I'm with you. I think the reason it's there is more so to connect you to the future and remind you that this is all within the context
Yeah.
of her saying it, so that at the end you can make that part more emotional.
I kind of love getting lost in the past. Like I
Yeah.
like the frame. Like hey man, plenty of movies have framing devices that don't do this, right? Like
Sure. That's just my guess why
right, for
it's
sure. No,
there. Yeah.
I can see. I also think that what happens a lot of times is that studios give notes and they say people aren't gonna know what's happening here. I'm stupid. I don't understand. So make it so that
Sure.
I can understand
Yeah.
because people
Yeah.
are stupid like me, and that's not the fucking case. People are smart and they get things.
Most
Yeah.
people.
I mean, and it's like if you don't get it, like I feel like there's other things that will tell you pretty quickly what like how people feel about things. You know.
Yeah.
It's not like a movie that's like relying on a bunch of like super subtle acting, right?
Yeah.
Like there is some like really lovely, well done subtle acting, but
Yeah.
it's not like that's not what's carrying the film.
Yeah. I feel like a character like Andrews, for me, Mr. Andrews, kind of stands out as just like a really great subtle
that's
performance.
amazing. That's an
Yeah.
amazing performance.
Yeah,
That's like
incredible.
probably my favorite performance, I'd say. I mean, okay, honestly, it's him and Wallace, the like lead violinist of the
Oh
musicians.
yes, I love
Oh,
that. That whole
yeah.
arc is so
That's my
Oh,
favorite. That's my
man.
favorite
So
part
good.
of the fucking
Ouch.
It's,
Ouch.
of the
yeah,
fucking
it's
movie.
so good.
Ugh. So she's like running down the deck. She's
Yeah.
like sobbing,
She's just
screaming.
fucking-
She's hysterical. I
It's
loved
also,
that
like-
part. I was just like, damn. I mean, I don't know. I really liked how you can kind of see how far wherever from the dinner she was at, and that she's like sprinting in these heels
hair
and
is
her dress.
down?
Yeah, she looks like such a mess, but gorgeous. But yeah, you can really see how like I don't know, kind of how big the ship is too, in a sense where she's running from the top deck from dinner. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a cool
running
scene.
to the back.
Yeah, running to the back.
Cause she's gonna fucking kill herself.
Running to the back or the front?
She's running to the back.
Oh yeah.
Because there's the whole
oh.
business about the propellers later
Right,
on.
right, right,
Oh,
right,
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And
To
also,
the
you think about it,
stern.
if you're not sure about killing yourself, do you jump off the front? No, because you might get crushed. You jump off the back because you might make the like fall. And that is part of like, I mean, this is a very like morbid thing to get into, but I totally like was like, yeah, I mean, if I was like, I want to kill myself, but I'm not sure, I would go to the back. If I was like, I'm
Totally,
gonna die,
totally.
I would run off the front.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. No, I like that. That's thought out. I didn't think about it that hard.
Yeah, man, I think about killing myself a lot. What can I say?
It's like how some people are always planning their escape in any room they're
I
in.
do
like,
that. I do that.
You're like
So
always
literally, I'm
planning,
like, okay,
"Hey,
where's the?
How many ways could I kill myself right now?
Oh, yeah.
I got a glass of water. There's like an outlet right over
Yeah.
here. I got this. I literally have an iron sitting next to me. Keep all this in. Keep all this
I
in.
definitely would not kill myself by jumping into freezing water.
No,
That's
no,
not
no.
how I would
Well,
do it.
yeah. I mean, he makes a very good point.
Yeah. What does he say? He says, she's like, how cold? I like it's a little cheesy that she hasn't like thought this through. He's like, it's pretty cold if you jump in, and she's
Hey,
like,
babe, I
oh,
would jump.
is it? How cold? Hits you like 1,000 knives, he says.
I do want to say also, just setting up him being there, like her running past him
Yeah.
on the bench smoking, and then like
He's just
we're
looking at the
very like
stars.
focused on her, and he like comes up from behind and he says, "Don't do it." And as she turns, like we see him, and I think that is like shot so well, like really
Yeah.
good blocking.
Yeah.
Like for this scene.
Yeah, totally.
He's wearing a sick coat in this too. I was like, if I could get my hands on a coat like that, $200 easy. Give it to me.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck it, $250.
So he eventually convinces her. She takes his hand, but she slips. She's hanging off. The crew runs up when he pulls her over,
Oh,
and
yeah.
of course it's right when
It looks so bad.
right when because they hear her scream, and
Yes,
then they run up,
yes.
and he's like on top
His
of
boots
her.
are
Yes.
off. His
Yeah.
jacket's off.
I want to point out a couple things here. He tells a story about falling through some thin ice, foreshadowing again.
Yeah.
The way that he's holding her over the railing as she's hanging off, foreshadowing the flipped situation later.
Yeah.
And like I feel like watching it this time, I was like, it's so clear. And they're
It's so
literally
clear.
on the back of the boat where
Yeah.
they end up at the
Yes.
end, where
Yeah.
they say later on, they're like,
Yeah.
where we first met, Jack.
He's like, I
Yeah.
won't let go, or something like that.
Yeah,
he does say,
they
he even
start
says
with
that.
the don't let go shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, like
He says, I'll never let go, actually.
Ah,
But yeah, it does look really bad. It looks like they were ready to stop.
yeah.
yeah,
But she was screaming, so yeah, it was definitely.
I also love how it cuts to him in cuffs. Cal is pissed, and this is finally when Rose decides
that's
to
what I was
volunteer
thinking
a story.
too. I think this is just a narrative choice.
It is for sure.
But yeah, totally. Wait, so they're thinking he was like trying to attack you, and you're just like quiet the whole time
she's
until
sitting there
everyone
silent for
shows
so long,
up,
I'm
and
like-
they put him in cuffs, and then when they're taken away, you're finally like, oh, actually.
He's like, 20,
Yeah.
and then 20 will do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
"Oh, that's the going rate for the love of your life."
yeah.
And
I-
then,
Slay.
Also, just the introduction of Mr. Lovejoy.
oh, Lovejoy is fucking wild.
What a great, scary
Dude,
villain.
I like him.
me too.
I like forgot about how scary he
He is
is. 'cause
very
he's
scary. So good.
scary.
Yeah.
Cal feels so impotent and ineffectual as like a perpetrator of violence, really, but like him having Lovejoy as his like valet,
Yeah.
really is like, oh
Great
my god. There's
choice.
like there is like this is a little bit more sinister with that, you know.
Yeah.
And I love the two of them acting against each other, Billy Zane and the guy who plays Lovejoy, whose name is David Warner. Also, his first name is Spicer,
Oh.
noted in the the cast.
Fair.
Interesting.
Spicer,
That's
Spicer
interesting.
Lovejoy.
I feel like I never hear them call him.
No, just
Spicer.
Mr. Lovejoy.
Yeah.
It's also
interesting.
funny his name is Lovejoy, and he is really a killjoy and
Yeah.
kill love and almost kill Jack.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Totally. I like that they show you pretty quickly that he's very clever. They reveal later that he's a cop, and they
He
do.
used to be, yeah.
He was a cop, and he does so much cop stuff in this movie. But
Totally.
noticing that his shoes, he's like, "Oh, you seem to have plenty of time to take your jacket off and your boots to save her."
Yeah.
The shot too of his untied boots. You
Yeah.
don't want to tie those. This is also a proceeding. I love because like Jack is really kind of like, "Yep, did it. I saved her." And he's like, "Can I bum a smoke?" And he's kind of the one who invites this
yeah.
by being like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, can I bum a smoke?" Again, he likes to be a little mischievous.
Yeah.
And he opens the case. He takes one for later and one for now.
Yeah, love
Some
that.
classic fucking real fucking scumbag shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like the kind of scumbag you're friends with, and you're like,
Yeah.
whatever, charming
Totally.
scumbag.
Totally.
Yeah. I like the cigarette like in the ear up there.
It was
pretty
good.
hot.
It's good. It's funny.
Pretty
And then
hot.
Lovejoy's like, "Hey man, actually, fuck you. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you."
Yeah, and it's a good just. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Give me a sec.
Hey dude, it's movies in motion month, dude.
Yeah.
Keep that train a
The
rolling.
Titanic.
Oh, just I love the multiple like perceptions of what happened around this event, because no one's suspecting she tried to kill herself.
No.
So that is why they're lying about it. So, but like to me, it's like Lovejoy just thinks that they were hooking up. I don't think
Yeah.
he thinks he was trying to assault her. He's like,
No.
oh, they were having an affair.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own kind of perception around this.
I don't know.
sure.
I felt like Lovejoy had. I don't know. I didn't think that he was thinking that they were hooking up. I kind of was assuming that he kind of knew that she was, because the next scene later is when Cal's like, I know you've been melancholy.
True.
And then he comes in with the diamond.
Yeah.
So I think that I kind of thought that he
That
was
Lovejoy
like,
did figure it out.
Did figure it out. I think it was not. I did not think he was thinking that they were hooking up. I
It's
was like,
pretty wild to be like, oh, you're hooking up on the deck of this ship where
also,
it's
why would his shoes
the middle
be,
of the
like,
night.
That's true,
I don't
too.
know.
It's super cold,
Yeah.
you know.
And like, you took his shoes off, like.
That's
I
true.
don't know. I
That's true.
thought that
Good
was
point,
weird.
yeah.
I was like, why,
When
if we're hooking up on a boat on a deck when it's freezing out, keep your shoes on, man.
When I
you
saw-
don't take your pants off, keep your shoes on. You know?
When I opened the door to the bathroom in a bar that will remain nameless, and I saw two people fucking on the fucking ground,
Wow.
they were wearing their shoes, you know. So
That's fair.
they
I
were
mean, it's
they
the
were drunk.
bathroom.
They were drunk, dude. They were lying on the floor.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I love you
Yeah.
asked me, right? You're like bare ass on bathroom floor. I was like, yeah, and you're like in that bathroom, and I was like, yeah, dude.
Specifically, that bathroom is nasty,
gross,
and it
yeah.
also has a really the locks like don't work. I've gone in there. People have
No,
walked
dude,
in on
you
me
just
going
have
to the bathroom.
Push the door all the way.
Yeah, I'm just stupid.
Yeah,
I was like, so, hey, me and those people the same boat. You know, we couldn't figure out this.
The stall's not gonna
But
work
no,
anyway.
that bathroom's nasty. I was
That's
like,
funny.
that's crazy.
It
I
was
also
fucking insane.
and the way they were doing it also sounded insane.
Yeah, the way they were both lying on their side on the floor. Yeah. We talked about it for so long at our employee party.
You texted me at like 1 a.m. You're like,
Probably
you
like
won't
2 in the morning,
believe it.
honestly.
And I wrote,
That's
I like
absolutely wild.
read it in the morning. And I was
Yeah.
like, bro, we talked about it at work the next day. We were like, that's
Oh man,
insane.
I looked at the bartender and I was like, and he's like, "What's up, dude?" And I was like, "Hey, man, dude, there's two people having sex in there." And he goes, "I'm not gonna do anything about it." And I was like, "No. I see you. I hear you. Could you just acknowledge that this is an insane moment?" He's like, "Yeah, for sure." He was like, "Yeah, whatever."
I think you'd be surprised, I guess, like just how much people
Last time I
randomly
was there-
hook up, man. I
Last
don't
time
know.
I
Shoes
was
on.
there and I went
You know?
to
Shoes
go to
on,
the bathroom,
shoes
he was
on,
like,
though.
"Hey, man, be careful."
I worked at a like 21 plus movie theater, and we definitely had some pretty
Yeah.
strong signs that some people were banging in one of the chairs in
Rut
there.
row.
If this recliner is the rockin', do not come a knockin'.
Hell yeah, brother.
And then we get the introduction of the Coeur de la Mer.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
56 carats.
this is a wild diamond.
Dude, nuts.
This is the only way Cal can show his affection, right?
Yeah.
The only way that
Material.
he can show that he cares, right?
Yeah,
Love
there's
language.
nothing I couldn't give you. Open your heart to me. What a fucking creep, dude.
Yeah.
He's so creepy. The way he talks to her.
Also, like, I love there's a lot of visual things. Like, he pulls the cigarette out of her mouth in the earlier scene. In this scene, he walks in and closes her music box.
Oh yeah.
God,
And
he
it's like,
sucks,
bro,
dude.
like, you'd stop trying to exercise your control
Yeah.
theme over, like, this woman, dude.
That's a
Just
good
let her
point.
be.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, he sucks, absolutely. But there are moments where I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, this is insane. You got on this boat with your fiance to move to, like, the US, and now she's just, like, running around with, like, some dude. Like, there's no moment where she's, I mean, she is carrying on an affair, and it's just so romantic. Like, you can't help but just, like, root for them. But
Yeah.
there's a small part of me that's like, oh.
Yeah, it does happen really fast too.
Yeah, that
I
was-
noticed that. I was like, that was
That
like
was, like, 2
quick.
days.
Yeah, I'm like, they were just like, yeah, and she changed her mind so. I mean, well, we'll get to that, but she did change her mind
Yeah, I
so
thought
quick.
That was a little weird, but like
Yeah,
it worked.
I was like, okay, that was like a little sudden, but
I was
yeah.
struck by that too, just how short the time frame of
Yeah.
this movie. For some reason,
Well,
I
I
thought it
think
was
that's
over a
kind of
longer period.
a metaphor also for like how fast the Titanic actually sank. Like
Yeah.
it took 2 hours and 40 minutes. Took them 2 days and 40 minutes to fall in love. You know what I mean?
Totally. I
You
love
know,
that.
so if you cut out all the parts of the of that are set like in modern times, the length of the full movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes. Like,
Interesting.
Oh.
yeah. So it is like 35
What?
minutes of like, I think he did on purpose.
Cameron's fucking cooking over here. Jesus, that's awesome.
Bro.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry.
And I think you made a really good point about control, because besides Jack and Rose and like the poor people on the boat and our good friend Molly, it's so much about everyone trying to maintain control in their own way, whether it be like the captain, the financier, the engineer, the rich people, Cal over Rose. And so like control as a theme really is pretty apt in a lot of aspects
Yeah.
in this movie.
I mean, in Class is all about control, you know?
Yeah.
Totally,
It's so
totally,
much about control.
Totally.
And then we get a lot of Jack and Rose, like Jack really telling Rose a lot about herself, right? He's been on his own since he was 15, and then we get this sort of moment where, like, I think Jack is like, I don't really like know much about you. And
Yeah.
she's like, says this thing that's kind of revealing where she's like, oh, you probably think like, oh, like poor little rich girl, what does she know of misery? And Jack is like, I love this part of Jack where he's
Yeah.
like, no, like I don't judge you like that. Like he did call her an indoor girl
Yeah.
before, which
I
is
like that
funny.
Yeah.
they kind of tease each other. The
Yeah,
whole
they
movie,
do.
which
It's
is fun.
good. It's fun. But yeah, and like he is like, I very like genuinely like, why? How did you get to that point?
Yeah, how did
Yeah.
how did a girl like this feel like she couldn't get out anymore? Like
Yeah.
feel so trapped. Yeah.
And she talks about how overwhelmed she feels, how like oppressed she feels by like being forced into this marriage. And he's like, do you love him? And she's like,
Oh.
you're fucking rude.
How
How dare you?
dare you?
You
Yeah.
can't fucking ask me that.
Yeah.
What are you doing little sketches or something? This is the way that
Yeah,
this,
what are you carrying around with you? And
I love that like she could have just walked away at this
Yeah.
point, but
Yeah.
no.
Drawn
she,
to him.
Yeah, she is, right?
Yeah.
But this is a funny
well, he's
sort of,
calling
like,
her out, but in like a really like he's like
I think he's actually being pretty like just asking like, do you love him? Like, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she could be like, she could have easily been like, marriage is not about love.
Oh,
and
God,
walked
yeah.
away, right? Like, marriage
Womp
is about
womp.
duty, whatever. Like, but I do love the way it like so irks her, and she's so annoying. She's like, give me your little sketchbook, huh?
That's
What are
where
you
I thought
sketching
that
at?"
was very theatrical when she goes, "What are you doing?" Like she like grabs it out of his hand and then she's like,
You're
the
so
way
annoying.
she's like looking at it and opening it up again and closing it really fast. I was like, she's not even looking at, and she's like, "Oh, these are rather quite good." And she's like doing it really fast. I was
That's
like,
a
"Did
good
you even
point,
look?
too. Yeah,
Did you even
that's
look
a
at the?"
good point.
And then she sits down and, but yeah, I thought that was very like. That made me feel like I was watching a play. Like,
It felt,
Yeah,
very, it
I
felt
always think
very like high school romance as well.
Yeah.
Like very like teasy, like schoolyard.
Sorry, I
like
touched your foot.
you were like
Mm-hmm.
the girl, like you annoy the girl you like or whatever.
Totally. Yeah, well, and they're also just setting up the like sexual tension. I feel like it's
Yeah.
easy to set up sexual tension when you're both like kind of being little shits to each other.
totally. Yeah.
And furthering it by showing her looking at like nude women.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And the whole bit about like, oh, you loved her or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
you had
my
you must have had a
God.
love affair.
The one-legged prostitute.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't mean you didn't love her. Like just saying, no, she was a one-legged prostitute. Jack, don't be so dismissive. Like
One-legged prostitutes need love
Yeah.
too.
¿Por qué
Hey.
no los dos? Not even they need love, but I mean, like, like the way he drew her, it
Yeah.
seems like maybe, he was catching a vibe.
Yeah. Was she
Yeah.
the one that he was really into her hands?
hands,
Yes.
Yeah.
She had, well, you
I
see,
like
she
that.
had beautiful hands.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
Just
he
like
only
a
loved her
weird,
hands.
See?
weird random detail.
Also, the
And
way
it
he
makes
says,
because he's so into drawing.
the way he says, I only loved her hands, like, is like, so, little HJ?
Yeah.
Little
That thought went through my
little
head.
hero's journey over the pants, you know what I'm saying, dude?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh yeah, and then we cut away to them talking some more, and I think the mom, or like mom, is with her friends, and
Yeah.
she's saying
The Countess.
the purpose of the university is to meet a husband.
Yeah,
she's already
exactly.
done that.
She
and it's like,
doesn't
oh
need
my.
to go. Yeah.
And this whole business with Molly coming up, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna pretend like like let's go," so she doesn't sit with us.
They don't like
Yeah.
the new money. They
and
don't
then,
like how
and then I
liberal
love
she
how
is.
they're like, "Oh, we're gonna take fresh air," and Molly's like, "Sounds great. I'll go
Yeah.
with you guys."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
she's
"Dude,
such a queen.
I don't like them being mean
being
girling
bullies.
Molly, because Molly is way cooler than all of them.
Oh,
She's-
yeah.
Yeah, and they know it.
Yeah,
But- and
that's why
I think,
they're
I
afraid.
think Molly knows as well, and I think that the reason she kind of like, I think it seems kind of like she's kind of clueless at this first part, but I think as the movie goes on, it's like, no, she wants to be close because she wants to hear what they have to say, because like she knows information is just as valuable, right?
Yep.
And I think the way that later on, like her interaction with Jack, kind of like are more telling about her.
That's a really good point. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
We get the I didn't catch his name. Who's the financer guy? The doctor?
Ismay?
Ismay. That's right.
He's a doctor.
I think they call him doctor a couple times.
I think that I always hear them call him Mr. Ismay.
Yeah, maybe I'm mishearing. Is there no doctor? I don't know.
I don't know.
Ismay. He wants the captain to make the Titanic go faster.
Yes. Boo.
Which is a wrinkle I forgot about. Is that he's like,
He
no,
wants to light the last 4 boilers.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's like, not only like everyone's talking about how big it is. I want them to know how fast it is too. And
I want to get there Tuesday morning and see how everyone's surprised in New York. And
he's also like, he's calling out that the captain is retiring after this voyage.
yeah.
And he's like, don't you want to go out on a fucking bang, bro? Come
Yeah.
on.
I missed that detail, and
Yeah.
I think you're right. That is so much of where his naivety comes from in this situation of like the way he keeps brushing off. I've been doing this for years. I'm good at this. And I do kind of want to go out with a bang because right here is when you should start being like, hey, I'm gonna do what's best for our safety.
I love that he pushes back initially, and then again we get Brock like really sort of like contextualizing this later on. He had 26 years of experience working against him.
Yeah.
Because this ship is different. Like it really was so big that it was different, and it needed to be handled in a different way. Like, cause like he says, like it doesn't have the ability to like corner or turn.
Basically can't turn.
As much as like other ships. So like, you need to take it easier.
Why aren't they turning?
And I love
That's
that
a
his
good point.
instinct is correct. Like, let's not light the last four boilers.
Yeah.
We're making great time, and it is that push of the capitalist who is like, no, fuck that. Make them work. Also, you see how hard they're working, dude, down there? And it's kind of this like, no, fucking make them work even fucking harder.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's real fuck you to the working class.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, we get Rose and Jack bonding some more. At
Jack
sunset.
worked on a squid boat in Monterey. Then he went down to Santa Monica, worked on the pier, selling portraits for 10 cents, which will be important later.
And he says, we can ride horses on the beach
Oh,
in Santa
yeah.
Monica.
Cowboy style.
I forgot that
She was,
because
you mean one leg over the other?
Yeah.
Or leg over the He's like, not that, what does he call
He's
it?
a side saddle,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can't do it side saddle. You gotta sit cowboy style.
Mm-hmm.
He teaches her how to spit.
Yes.
Walk
Yes.
to a... Sorry. So sorry.
He does, yeah. He does.
Which
teach
Yeah,
it.
it's so
kind of
like
hated that part, though. Not gonna lie.
well, I was like, this is so unnecessary, but I love that it comes back later when she spits in Cal's
Yeah,
face. I'm
yeah.
just like, hell
Bro, yeah.
That is fun. It is it's so like odd couple shit with like, Leo just like, oh, I'm just talking like a normal dude, and she's like, oh, you want me to spit? Again, sort of that like higher, like sort of like theatrical sort of like acting style. It's a fun contrast. It is a little silly. And then of course I love the mom walking up and she is not pleased. you know?
Yeah, of course she walks up right then.
Yeah,
he
he's
still
got
has the
spit on his
spittle.
chin.
Yeah.
It's great.
Kathy's
And we
queen
literally
for being
got
like,
in the
hey.
scene before this. We're gonna take air and walk around the so it's. I love the timing of it. Like works in that way. And then Molly taking Jack aside and is like, "You have no idea what you're getting into."
Going
man."
into the snake pit.
Yeah.
Love that.
And he's
You have
like,
any idea what you're going to wear, son?
Yeah. And he's like, "I'm gonna wear this," and then she gets him fitted up in her son's tux. I love that.
I have
Dude, he looks so good in that tux.
the hair's like,
his hair. Yeah,
he looks great.
He looks amazing.
I got a question for you guys. So Rose has a very clear arc in this movie, which is she goes from being kind of meek and unable to stand up for herself to kind of really embracing her own destiny and doing what she wants to do, living the life she wants to live. Does Jack really have an arc?
Jack is her manic pixie dream boy.
He
Like
kinda
he
is.
really is.
Yeah.
She's like, she's like, this is what my life could be like.
Yeah, he's like a bohemian.
He
you know?
represents the just like taking every day as it comes, freedom.
and-
But like he doesn't really, and I think that's why like him being a little dishonest is like a good wrinkle for him because he's almost a little too perfect in a lot of ways. Where he's just like always knows what to say, super clever. He's just telling her everything she needs to hear.
And for like a dude from Wisconsin, like very accepting of like all peoples and stuff, and seeming like very like chill, like very modern. Like he's a very like modern, like sort of bent on
I think
like that character.
Manic Pixie Dream Boy is the perfect way.
I
to
was
describe it.
literally thinking it when he's like, "We can go ride horses."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have I wrote down later on. Jack is being a very specific kind of person, and I was gonna write manic pixie dream boy, but I was like, is there a term for this for men? I can't remember, but yeah. He looks great though, and the way he looks lost as he wanders through the dining room, and then we see him imitating the guy.
I love that. It's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him trying to figure out
Cal
how to
doesn't even
impersonate.
recognize
Very
him, too.
charming.
I know. He
Yeah.
walks right past him. He just like
What a fucking
him
jerk.
and the
he
mom walk right past him,
sucks.
and he's like. And then he starts talking to himself. He's like putting his hand out like he's shaking people's hands, but he's not actually. He's just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And then Rose catches
Rose
him
can
doing
see
that.
a little ridiculous that he wouldn't recognize him even if he's not suspicious of like what happened out there at all. Like this
I wondered if
dude,
it was on
like,
purpose.
saved your fiance's life.
I was thinking, I was like, is this on purpose?
I
Is
had
he
that
like, did he?
thought
I was like,
too.
it feels like he looked right at him, and then was just like,
I
whatever.
think it really
But
is
I don't know.
like. I think it really is in the script. I think it's supposed to be like, wow, he cleaned up so much, like he doesn't like recognize him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he does say to him, he says,
You could
almost
almost
pass for a
Yeah.
gentleman.
Yeah, what a dick.
What a dick.
That's great. Billy Zane's so good at this. So good at this.
Yeah.
I really hope we get the opportunity to review The Phantom one day.
I haven't seen it.
Fucking love that movie.
I really like his eyebrows, like the way he moves his eyebrows. His facial expressions are so incredible.
He's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
His face, he looks like a sculpted he looks like a sculpture.
He almost
Yeah.
kind of steals the scenes, I feel
He
like.
does.
When
Oh,
he's in
he
them.
absolutely
I'm like
does.
fully.
Yeah.
He's captivating.
Leo
I'm just like,
is riding raw charisma. I mean, he's been acting for years, but he's like, it really feels like it is just that like charisma and like being a cute boy and
And a manic pixie dream boy, yeah.
yeah, and I think Billy Zane is bringing some fucking like weight to it, some
Yeah.
gravitas, along with like, and I mean, he is a little bit like more broad than like someone like Andrews, who's really bringing like such a nuanced like performance.
Yeah.
But so great, yeah, I love him.
Rose is giving Jack all the gossip of the upper class, which I thought was
Yeah.
kind of fun. Just like a bunch of kind of pointless details. I did notice this time. I don't think I ever noticed this. So she points out the richest guy in the boat.
Yeah.
And we do kind of follow him for a while. He's in the dining room. He's one of the last people as the boat's going down. And I made me wonder how many of those other side characters were
It's
introduced.
J.J. Astor
that we're
and
weaving
Guggenheim.
through
We
it.
see how they both die later
Guggenheim
on.
is-
he,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I looked it up. I was JJ Astor. Yeah, he actually like did die
Wow.
on the Titanic.
Wow.
So that was
I
kind
was
of cool.
thinking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love that, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
interesting.
I was like, he was the richest guy on the boat. Did actually die in the Titanic,
Yeah,
and his
that's well-
name was Astor. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Guggenheim, is that his name? I love
Yeah. He
has
asked for brandies.
one of my favorite
Brandies.
moments. Yeah, he's just like, oh, we're gonna go out like gentlemen later on.
But I love the way he
love.
says that and like
then you see the
get us some
fear,
brandies and then yeah, you see his
oh,
face
he
and he's
gets,
like, wow.
he's shitting bricks.
I
Yeah,
love
at
it.
the end.
I
but
thought it was really powerful, small moment, totally unnecessary, but just
Yeah.
like brilliant to put that in there.
I like the part when she is introducing him to not introducing.
Oh, the
pointing out
Boston
people.
Dawsons? Is that what you're talking about?
No, not that, but the part where she's like, "Oh, so that man is like so and so, and that's his wife, and she's trying to conceal something. She's obviously pregnant." And he's like, "And she's my age,
Yeah, because J.J. Astor is married to this very young woman.
very young woman who is like."
she the one that's next to her later? I was trying to remember if she was from
No,
anywhere in
that's
the
not,
movie.
The blonde lady was
yeah.
not.
Is she just is in that
Just
scene
kind
and
of
that's
was
it?
in that scene. I
Interesting.
think it just kind of to
Because they hold on her so much
Yeah.
in that part. I thought it was interesting.
yeah,
Anyway,
just to.
sorry to interrupt
But
you.
no, yeah, I thought that was funny. She's like
And she says that Guggenheim is there with his mistress. His
Yes.
wife is back home.
home with the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, great little gossip. And I do like when she introduces him to Astor. He's like, "I'm Jack Dawson,"
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, of the Boston Dawsons?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, the Chippewa Dawsons."
Chippewa
yes,
Falls Dawsons.
Of course.
Yeah, I like his response. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, no, it must
yeah,
just be,
yes,
it
right.
just must be like a guy, like some rich people I haven't heard of, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kathy's like just pretend like you're loaded. They love that. They love money.
Just
pretend. And
Yeah, and
he
then
absolutely does not really pretend though. With the
But
second
Ruth
they sit down
also
at the
Doesn't
table.
like caviar.
No, that's not actually true. What happens is Ruth immediately calls him out.
Oh, right,
and
right.
says like, "What are the accommodations like in the steerage?" And you immediately see how charming he is and how well he can hold a conversation. He's like, "Least rats I've ever seen." Everyone laughs.
Yeah.
Then he starts telling them about how he won his tickets in a game of poker.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Wow, this guy's a real free spirit."
Yeah, who
Yeah.
wouldn't like this guy? I would be
Yeah.
like, that's fucking awesome.
like,
This
that's
guy's-
cool, yeah.
And they're all like, because they're all like,
Yeah.
so like, oh, we have money because we're self-made people, right?
Yeah.
So they're like this actual person who's actually had to fend for themselves their whole life. Of course, they're gonna like celebrate him and be like, yes, our struggles are the same. Yes, we do like what we go for it, right, every day because to making it count, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is one of the most cutting lines in the movie, I thought, from her mom. Probably the moment I hated her the most. She says, "You find this rootless existence appealing?"
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yikes, dude.
What a thing to ask someone.
Jesus.
And
It's
yeah,
a question for sure.
And then Jack like goes into, like you were saying, just like this great monologue on like living every day to
Yeah.
its best, like, being that manic pixie dream boy.
Really, like he's
yeah.
really being
Make
Dude,
each
the
day count.
power
Yeah.
move of him tossing the lighter to Cal, like
no, it's
so,
matches too. I love
Yeah.
the
Oh,
way.
it was
yeah.
match. Oh yeah, it was
That
like
is
so hard. I was just like, oh my god, that was.
Well,
that
it
was
also
such a-
just like so casual. I
Yeah.
don't think he's thinking he's being rude, but in proper society, it's like, no,
No,
you
no,
don't do that.
that's crazy.
And
yeah.
then what's great is that when Cal does it back, it is an insult.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're talking about like, oh, it's all gonna be like brandies and like cigars, And Jack's like, I'm not gonna join that. So like that's when he like tosses it back, right?
Rose says to Jack like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the time. They're all about to go smoke cigars and talk politics or whatever. And then like the next moment is like, oh, we're gonna go smoke cigars and talk politics now. And Jack declines, and he slips Rose a note on his way out to meet at the clock to go to a real party.
And then they go below decks, and there's a lively Irish jig playing, and everyone is dancing and having a great fucking time.
What a fun scene.
And
yeah.
it starts off with her watching him dance with Cora, right? And then he's like, okay, Cora, I'm going to dance with her now. And Rose is like, we can't do this. And then he like pulls her real tight. And I like how at that point he turns to the little girl and he goes, don't worry, Cora, you're still my best girl.
Yeah. And she's all
Cute.
happy. And she smiles.
And I think just a great metaphor for their entire relationship here. She tells him, I don't know the steps. Neither do I. Just go with it. Like, that's his entire philosophy.
Yeah.
And then they fucking like have like a jig off on top of the
Yeah.
fucking table.
I forgot that. That was really random.
It felt kind of weird, but
Yeah.
whatever.
It was fun.
Yeah, I love them drinking beer. Fabrizio's having a
she's
good time.
chugging her beer. She's like, what do you think a first class girl can't drink?
Yeah, there's
then
also
she-
the like guy playing the spoons, which I thought was
Oh
fucking
yeah,
great.
yeah.
great.
I love when she does the point when she gets up on her points.
Yeah.
That's
That
like,
was-
that was so
yes,
cool.
because the people are like arm wrestling. There's
Yeah.
like a cutaway for a moment where they do cut to the smoking room with the brandies,
Oh,
and
my
it's just
God.
like, oh, the Sherman Act, blah blah blah, Rockefeller, and it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's just
they mentioned
opposite.
Rockefeller so
it's so,
funny.
like,
Yeah.
it's so like nonsense. Like it's
Yeah.
not supposed. I mean, there's things there, of course, like historically speaking, but it just really feels like fucking babble from fucking rich fucks.
I think they were talking about lobbying, like in Congress or something. That's the impression I
So
got.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, those guys suck.
The scene of them spinning around with the camera, like it's very cute, but it always makes me think
That made me cringe.
they
kinda.
parodied it in Zoolander, where they're like having a fucking orgy and they're spinning around, and like every other shot is like
Oh, yeah,
with-
that's right, yeah,
they're,
yeah.
like,
Yes, I
holding
know
on
what
to
you're
someone
talking
else.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I also the way like somebody says something and I'm like, ugh. Like the delivery just I think it's something that Leo says and I'm just like, nah. It's a little much.
We have Lovejoy stalking them.
Yeah, he sees it.
Easy.
He just pokes his head down and he's like, what
he's
the
such
fuck
a
is going on in
snake.
here?
Yeah. so
and
creepy,
He's so
like,
imposing though.
Freaks
like
me out.
he
Yeah.
like he really does have that presence of someone you don't want to fuck with, which is a hard thing to do. I
Yeah.
think.
I like the beauty of the whole like contrast of like this is what rich people think is having a good time, this is what poor people think is having a good time, and it's like I know where what I would want to
Yeah.
Yeah,
Obvious.
absolutely,
It's
yeah.
obvious.
Obviously, with the rich people eating caviar,
Yeah.
fucking love
Yeah, I want to sit and
caviar.
talk about whatever the fuck, drink brandy and
For me,
cigars.
it depends on the night, you know. Like,
Yeah,
I,
I
don't
mean,
wanna be
totally.
doing
It does
jigs
depend on the
every
night.
night,
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be arm wrestling and drinking pints of, what is that dark beer that they were drinking?
They're
Did
drinking
they
like
say?
stout.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
the
drinking some
Irish,
sort
the
of
Belfast stout.
Yeah. Yeah, we get them. Yeah, there's
The
this like
breakfast scene?
slow motion dissolve into the breakfast. Yeah, with Cal.
Wait,
Cal fucking
wait,
sucks.
doesn't like she go back up? No, never mind. Sorry, you're
yeah,
right.
it just goes straight from the
Yeah, you go. Yeah,
the
you're
party.
right. Sorry, it goes. Oh God, that scene. Yeah.
He-
All right, cut that out.
Yeah, cut.
You will never behave like that again.
Damn, dude, the way he freaks out, dude, it's hard to watch that. That's really
Yeah.
like a
Very
moment where you're like,
triggering.
this man is like a fucking monster.
And
Yeah.
I really like her. This is one of her more grounded moments. I thought, like a little less theatrical, where she's like holding herself together as the maid comes in. She's like, "Oh, let me help you," but she's like so
Trudy,
flustered.
dude, poor
And
Trudy,
then she
dude.
just
I know,
like
man.
starts breaking down. I thought that was really well
Yeah,
done.
I liked watching that scene. Like, I thought that was very interesting because the way she reacted is totally like.
Yeah, for sure. She
I
just
don't know.
wants to like distract from it. She wants to like cover it like it didn't happen. Like let's like I'll clean it up. Don't worry about it, Trudy.
Yeah, the shaking and the
Yeah.
I really liked her acting in that scene.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked. It's good
crazy.
though.
Yeah.
There's also this amazing shaft of light like over Trudy that's almost like overexposed. And like as she's consoling her, and I thought that was a really lovely
Yeah.
shot. Like and really sort of showing like this sort of like pure feminine figure who like does not get explored at all and dies unceremoniously later. But like this moment of like, you know, two women, you know, like her seeing her
Across
and like
classes,
acknowledging her.
too.
Yeah, across
Dude,
classes.
throwing that table, yeah, that was just like
That was wild.
unreal.
Yeah, it really sets up like he's not just a dickhead. He's a dangerous dickhead.
Yes.
Yeah,
And she knows
absolutely.
it. She knows it. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not sure if she's ever seen that side of him before, but
I kind of took it as not really like because it seems like they don't know each other too
too well. Yeah, it's like she just knows he's a dick, but then when he
Yeah.
did that, she was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
no way.
Yes.
Totally.
No way.
And I think this is so necessary structurally that the next scene is Ruth coming in, dismissing Trudy, that sort of safe space,
Immediately.
and immediately reminding her, this is reality. Like, we're doing this for fucking money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I said it made me feel like some level of empathy for the mother, I do love the whole thing of like, you would see me be a seamstress. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
bro, that's what everybody downstairs is
Yeah.
fucking doing, bro.
I rolled my eyes at that because
I did
that's
too.
Not a
I was
good
like,
excuse.
oh, come
Yeah.
on.
I was after I
Get a
was done
grip.
watching the movie because I was feeding Mr. Beans and I'm a little like sleep deprived. I was talking to him about the movie and because he's like meowing at me, so I was like pretending to have a conversation. I was like,
Meow?
yeah, the mom, dude, I felt like a little bit more sympathetic for her this time. Oh no, you're right, Mr. Beans. Yeah, I mean, like being a seamstress isn't that bad, you know?
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I was like, oh, she did just, her husband died and she.
What?
And I realized how little, I just want to say really quickly, I realized how little the whole thing of like, we're going to have to sell everything works
Yeah.
for me, especially when you contrast it with this high-low sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I do think what was more potent in that moment for me was more of the appeal to the like what their belongings meant to them emotionally, not
yeah.
like this. Our home. We're
The
gonna
memories.
lose our home.
Yeah.
Like we're
Again,
gonna
with
lose everything.
little control things over Rose, like
Yeah.
when she goes over to take over for the corset tightening.
Oh, yeah,
and
she tightens it even
tightens
more.
it so fucking
Yeah,
hard.
which-
And I'm just like, dude, like
Yeah.
everyone got their paws on Rose and they just want to control her.
And that's
It's
why
crazy.
she like is so attracted to Jack because he just wants her to be herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely reminded me of Pirates of the Caribbean, which we also did on here. We were talking about in that how the corset kind of represented her feeling oppressed in her like feminine role in that
Yeah.
movie, and this is definitely like
Very like
exactly.
suffocating. It's suffocating. It's you're trapped. It's
Yeah.
like, and you have to have someone else put it on for you,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's also this is the line where she says, of course it's unfair, we're women, and what she specifically says is our choices are never made easy. And I really love that we get that angle of the mother, like, I know what our place is in society,
Yeah.
and I know what we have to do to like maintain our place in society.
Totally. I really like the line. I believe she says it this way. She says, "He left us bad debts hidden by a good name."
Yeah,
right, that's all we have.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I
Yeah.
have.
That's good.
And then we have the whole church, everyone gathering at the sort of like church scene, and Jack wanting to come in and talk to Rose, right? And him
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
being dismissed, like, you can't be here, man. Don't come back, right? And he's even like saying, I was here last night. Don't you recognize me? And they're like, no. And again, I think it is this whole like class costume thing that is coming into play, like it did with, say, like Cal, where it is, I don't even like, you're like, I
don't
see
even-
your
yeah.
clothes first. I don't even see your
That's
face.
such a good point. Yeah, it's like I recognize your class more than I recognize you as
Yeah.
a person.
Yeah.
And then Lovejoy comes out and he's like, here's $20, bro.
I
Skedaddle.
feel like it was less than $20,
I think it was 20.
maybe. I don't
Well,
know. But then
because
he ends
later
up
on-
giving it to the other dude.
Well,
He's like,
later
"Get
on
him
he
outta
says,
here."
I've got $10. And I was like, Jack, did you really spend $10 that fast?
Yeah.
So I think it might have been $10 that he gave him.
That's funny.
Well, he doesn't take the money. He ends up giving it
Yeah,
to the
that's
to the
right.
guy because he's like,
He rejects
make sure
it.
he gets back to his quarters, and then he gives it to the guy on the right. Like Lovejoy gives it to the dude on the right to make sure he.
Yeah, he
takes
gives him a
Jack
little
back.
look like, see, you missed out too.
Yeah,
So
sorry,
just-
you don't even get the money now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Damn, dude. Jack, you could have been fucking
Dude, rolling in
ballin',
it.
dude. You could have found all
Get a-
sorts of
You could have
ladies.
$40, maybe 30.
And this is where we get the ice warning.
Yeah, Rose is
Ah.
with the captain along with her mom, and yeah, they got an iceberg warning.
And he says, and like they like seem concerned. He's like, oh, don't worry, we actually just lit the last boilers.
Yeah, what is that answer?
Bro.
What the hell?
Well, because he said we're making great time. It's gonna be okay. Very normal for there to be icebergs this
We
time
just have to
here.
outrun them.
We're just making. Well, I think he's just saying like, oh, but this ship is working beautifully. Actually, we're running at full speed ahead. I just lit the last boilers.
Yeah.
And I think narratively, it is sort of being like, all right, he is kind of like. He's
Bought in.
acquiesced
Yeah.
to like what Ismay
He's
has
trying
asked
to
him to do.
convince
And then-
himself that it was the right decision. 'cause-
Exactly. Yeah. Totally trying to
Ugh.
like do the fucking mental gymnastics, the cognitive dissonance to be like, no, this is good for us.
He's trying to.
He's not even really reassuring her. He's reassuring himself.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
And I guess it's just we've talked about it a little bit already, but just worth pointing out how effective it is to have that opening showing you like what's going to happen throughout the movie, because it allows you to do all these moments of like, oh, like if they just would have done this, like it's just twisting the knife for the audience the whole time.
Absolutely.
And here we also find out they only have half the lifeboats they need for the crew, and it was because Andrew wanted to get it all, but he was overruled because it looked too cluttered.
Yeah, I love that. It's
like,
so
oh
wild.
my fucking
the bureaucracy.
God,
then when Cal says, he's like, well, it already looks bad anyways. He's like, says something about the boats already on the deck.
Yeah.
No, he also says like, but why would you need them on an unsinkable boat?
Oh,
just showing again that
God.
hubris of man. And we have before this setup Jack climbing up the upper decks, and we see a kid playing with the top, and that's where he steals the jacket.
Oh, right, yeah.
The jacket and the hat, so that he can like blend in
Blend
and
into
pull
society.
Rose apart into the room, so they can have this heart to heart.
Leave me alone, she says.
Yeah, she's like, I'm engaged. I love Cal.
Yeah.
And Jack's like, I don't want you to lose your fire. This is the whole like very specific kind of person thing, you know, like they're like very manic pixie dream boy. Like, I see this potential, this unending beauty in you, and I don't want that to be snuffed out.
Yeah, this was definitely one of the more cheesier scenes, but
Yeah.
like it works. But like it
works.
It's very much that, like you were saying earlier, like very play feeling.
Yes,
like it
yeah.
very much feels like just waxing poetic and this kind of like there's this fire inside your heart that I love, and it's gonna
And she's
fade out,
definitely,
man.
she's eating it up. Her eyes,
yeah.
she's like,
in modern
watering.
times, I also get a little bit of like male manipulator vibes.
yes,
like,
just,
you know,
just a
like,
smidge.
Just like, come on, baby, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm the only one that knows your fire.
Yeah, there is that.
I've known you for 24 hours, but I know you more than anyone.
I can see into your soul, baby.
Yeah, there's
Come
that
with
like
me.
small aspect of it. It's like he is like, you know, trying to get in her pants as well.
Yeah.
That takes away from some of the like just like purity of him being like, I know I'm trying to
It
help
brings
you.
us back to like, okay, this is a young man. At the end of the day, this is a young man. She's a freaking babe. You know, this is also a high society woman. This is, you know, a poor young man who's just like, damn, you know. So it does, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think that he's like lying to her
No.
in any
No,
way.
no,
Like I
no.
really do think that he's like, I see that you don't want this.
I mean, we see
Yeah.
throughout the movie
Yeah.
he cares. He'll die for her. So it's like it's a lot more than just
Yeah.
you know, trying to get in her
Yeah,
pants.
totally.
the next parts, the turnaround is so fucking funny because Rose is like, I'm going back. Leave me alone.
Yep.
Cut to Rose watching a little, like at tea with her mother, watching a
Yeah.
little girl be like
Getting
coached by her mom.
etiquette, Yeah.
And then immediately cut to Jack on the bow of the ship. Rose is like, actually, what's up? I changed my mind.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was so fast.
They take so much time with so many other things, and this is like such
That's
like.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I think the scene is effective with the little girl.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of a, dare I say, palate cleanser.
I could have thought that, I thought that maybe even having like Cal do something again would, you know, like.
that feels like the natural
like
rhythm,
some
right?
escalation.
Also,
yeah.
like the fact that like after the whole table flipping thing, and then that's when after she's like, no, I love Cal. I'm engaged to him.
Well,
but
it's the table flipping folled by her mom coming
Yeah.
to her to remind her
Right.
of her
Oh,
duty.
right.
I think
you're right.
honestly, like a scene where you have that really shitty, sort of abusive, like partner, like, you know, maybe before her at like tea being like, oh, don't worry, dear, it was just an outburst. You know, you know how I get sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
it's just
yeah.
because I care for you. So, God, it's so disgusting how easily that like. Just, we see so many examples
Yeah.
of it in
totally.
like media, but like something like that.
Right.
Then her at tea.
Yeah.
And then like, actually, no, I don't fucking. And then it would
Or
sell
just
it a
seeing
little
him
bit
be
more.
kind of rude to someone in third class again, like after saying like,
I
no,
like-
like I'm going to be
I
genuine.
like
Yeah.
the
you
little
know?
girl. I like the little girl.
Well,
thing.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
as a follow up to
Yeah.
that. Like
I'm
it's
sitting
to-
like the little girl was originally, slouched over, like all fucking, and mom's like, sit up, put your
Yeah.
napkin on your lap, and the way she puts her hands over the napkin, like
Yeah.
all crossed, all weird.
Yeah.
And then Rose is like triggered as fuck.
Yeah, it's effective. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And they kiss. But well, first she's flying.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
this is
they
the
have a
part.
whole thing.
Okay, when he tells her to close her eyes and everything,
Yeah.
that's when
Fuck
I'm like,
that. Hate that.
manic pixie dream boy, weird fucking like pick me guy, fucking like I'm so romantic. It's such a movie moment,
Bro,
dude.
standing up on the railing too. I was like, the whole time I'm just like, what is he holding on to? How is he holding them up there?
Okay,
And like,
open your eyes. I'm flying, Jack.
her reaction definitely. I'm a little like, would you be like so like, oh, it's beautiful? Like you've seen the front of a boat. I
Yeah.
don't
Do you,
know.
want people, do you want people to treat you like a fucking adult or not? Like, act like one.
I'm flying. I was like,
flying.
"None." But no, that part stresses me the fuck out every time because I'm just like, dude, you guys are like,
Right in front of everyone. Yeah.
no, they're no, not that. They're just high up.
Oh, that
they're
they
like,
might fall.
they're
Oh.
on two rails up, and they're
Yeah.
just standing there, and he's like, put your arms out, and she's not holding on to shit. I'm like, what? He's not holding on to
They're
shit.
doing the thing where maybe he's like locked his legs in the bars or
Yeah.
something. Who knows?
Who
you know?
knows? Hated it. Hate that part.
So
He takes risks,
But
Lillian.
then she turns around and plants one on
I
him.
like the kiss, and I think a
15
big
minutes before the halfway point of the movie.
not
Oh.
quite Sex at 60. That's the trope. I like they do this a couple times in the movie. So my heart will go on melodies playing in the background, and right when they kiss is like the big shot, and it hits the chorus of it right at the right moment. And I'm sorry, I'm the sappy fuck, I guess, because I was just like, that's
Okay,
so
the kiss was
romantic.
beautiful. Also, they like their chemistry in that. Like, yeah, their kiss was.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. There's a lot of corny shit going on there.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of corny
Yeah,
shit.
well, including the my
My
heart, will go on.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But yeah, very, very specific dude, manic pixie dream boy,
Oh yeah, and
pick
then
me boy.
it fades from this
There's
shot.
a morph back to the present.
Yeah, which is very striking again
Mm-hmm.
and like effective. And you're right, like jumping back and forth like this almost kind of leans into the more. Do we really need the narrative over it as well? But yeah,
That's saying, dude. I love the morph so much more than the voiceover, dude.
totally.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking Cameron, catch a freaking vibe, brother. I love the like. We have the two sides of it. We've got what's his name again? The guy with the long hair and the beard.
Oh, Lewis.
Lewis. We got Lewis being like, bro, the captain's got the iceberg
yeah.
warning in his hand. What a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like he's about to fumble the bag so majorly, bro.
Yeah.
And then fucking Bill Paxton, fucking
Brock.
is like, nah, man, like 26 years of experience working against. I love him recontextualizing.
I liked that part. I paid attention to that
Because
part a
that's
lot.
the
I was
moment
like,
he's starting to, you see it click where he's like,
Yeah.
oh man, I've always treated this as just like whatever, like something I can profit off of.
History. Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I'm seeing the human elements of
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
you know?
uh-huh.
And I think it's awesome. I think
me
it's
too.
cool because like he's in the movie so little, but he has like an arc that I feel like is really like
Well, I think in a lot of ways it's an arc for the audience, right?
Yeah.
Because you come in this movie being like, oh yeah, that's a thing that happened 100 years ago.
let's
and
watch
then,
everybody die in a
Woo!
huge
Yeah,
accident.
it's gonna
God,
be super
yeah.
I
exciting.
wonder if the Poseidon, is that what the other Titanic movie is called?
Oh, yeah, I meant
Poseidon
to look it
Adventure,
up.
whatever.
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
There's another one, and I wonder if the bent on that is much more disaster movie.
I think so.
like,
yeah.
Poseidon seems kind of gnarly. It's more like action, I feel like.
It's like much older, I think.
well,
Like
I
maybe
think-
like a 70s or maybe 50s movie.
James Cameron's whole pitch for this is like we're doing Titanic as a love story, right? And so like to do it as like the
Which
core
makes
of
it
people.
makes it really it makes it a really hard watch.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
you're-
heartbreaking.
it's really like, yeah, we always look at disasters like that as, oh shit, a ship went down and killed, just a number of people, but then you really get to know these people and you really care about them. And yeah, it just makes it all the more fucking tragic for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, Poseidon is one with a rogue wave. Never mind, that's different.
That's what I was thinking the one where the wave, it gets like, it's a huge wave that just like,
Yeah.
There's like
tramples
one from
the
the
cruise
70s
ship.
and one like 2006.
I was thinking of the 2006 one. I was like, that's like more of an action movie.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a striking line for me. The last time the Titanic ever saw daylight is what she says here.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Tonight? It happens tonight. For some reason, I thought
Like,
it was more
yeah.
stretched out. But yeah,
No,
like we were talking about.
Literally, yeah, same.
There's
It's
a
like,
good morph back as well, like a morph back.
Mm-hmm.
And fuck, man, Monet
scene.
is my favorite like
Oh, yeah.
painter.
Yeah, you
And
mentioned
she
Monet
has a
actually.
fucking like she has a water lily painting.
Yeah.
And we get Jack, knowing like, oh, I like this is Monet, and she's like, oh, you know Monet, and it's like, look at you guys. You guys have the same interests. You
Yeah.
guys both love art.
wow.
Jack,
And
In
being
Paris?
quirky.
I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
Fuck yeah.
I do okay,
Wearing this.
but she
Yes.
does.
Wearing only
this.
this.
You were making it-
That's
you're-
when he finally gets his attention.
You're making it way too sexy because like that's not how she delivers it.
Yeah.
It's so awkward and just like, Jack,
That's a good point.
I want you to draw me like one of your French girls. Like it's so like the delivery of it is. I had always remembered it and like
Being more
internalized it as
sultry.
being so
Yeah.
like Jack draw, and people always say it like that, but
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
it's not like that. She's like kind of like,
Shy.
hey Jack, so like, do you think maybe sometime you could draw me like you did the French girls?
Oh yeah.
I just love his slow like
Yeah, no,
sure,
the
sure,
escalation of
and
it is
then
great,
like
yeah.
only this excuse
Bro,
me?
that shawl that she's wearing.
Oh my
and then,
God.
and then when she takes it off, I'm
Oh my
like,
God.
oh yeah, wow.
I mean, dude, when you see
Wow.
the drawing already, you're like, this is a beautiful woman. Like,
I was watching his. Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but like as she was taking the shawl off and she was like laying down, I was like watching his body language, and I like just was like honed in on his crotch.
trying to see if he got a boner during the scene. They
And it
digitally edited out all the boners.
Almost looked like he kind of had some go- and he's like sitting all weird. He's kind of fidgeting. So
I
I'm like,
love the way he's like he's obviously super nervous.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like that he like because we're showing the way she's kind of nervous in her delivery, and then next scene she's there naked and he's like nervous, and like slowly he's like starts to direct her and like be like lay specifically like this.
Yeah.
It's good, and like sort of as
Yeah.
they grow more comfortable with each other, and then she says, you know, I see you blushing. I don't
She's-
think Monet
she's-
would blush.
Yeah.
She keeps teasing him.
And
yeah,
I love his
that.
response. He paints landscapes.
Yeah.
It's a good line. It's a good
It's
line.
a good line for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But before that, she's like so serious.
Yeah, he's like, okay,
teasing him
please
and
stop.
stuff.
He's like, please stop smiling. Like, relax your face.
Yeah.
Can you believe like that we thought
Heath
that
Ledger. Is that what the joke you're about to make?
You gonna say?
Did I steal it?
is that the joke you're about to make?
What-
Can you believe that we thought that so serious, you know, it was part of the like culture, the zeitgeist because of The Dark Knight, when in
We were wrong.
fact, no, it was
No.
Rose all along.
I had that same thought. Yeah.
I think he's quoting her in The Dark Knight.
You're right. You're right. He was the Joker's a huge Titanic fan. That's
Well,
Well,
canon.
do you? Because I don't know if you
Oh my
remember in that
God.
scene, Batman is actually drawing the Joker naked.
Yeah, actually.
Why so serious?
I want you to paint me like one of your rogues from your rogues gallery, Batman.
I mean, the sexual tension between Heath Ledger and Batman is kind of crazy.
yeah, it's
it's
up
insane.
there.
It's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
yeah.
love
And then
it.
he turns into Jake Gyllenhaal, and you're just watching fucking Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. All of a sudden.
Let's not talk about it too much, because I might start crying.
Okay. Word.
And then, wait, I just want to say, she calls it the most erotic moment of her life.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
and she
like-
also hands him. She's like, "I'm a paying customer." She hands him a nickel or a
A
dime.
A dime,
yeah.
as was set up earlier.
10
That's how
cents.
much he pays
Yeah.
for. He charges for
And I also
portraits.
was thinking, I was like, she doesn't have that much money though. I was like, she for real doesn't have like money, so that could have been one of her last 10 cents. You know
Who
what
knows?
I mean?
Who knows?
Actually.
We also get a nice version of "My Heart Will Go On"
On the piano,
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is
good.
the before she says the most erotic moment of her life. There's this cool like eyeball morph. Because we get a lot of Jack's eyes looking at her, and then we have her eyes looking at him. His hands. I love all those like extreme
The
close-ups.
way this
They're
is
really
shot
good.
is so. It's so
There's a lot of
beautiful,
love,
like,
a lot of
yeah.
like care put into it.
like you're saying, like sexual attention, but it's also like so romantic, like so loving, so like unsexual, even though it's hot. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
There's a lot of like him, sort of like, I feel like there is this like way that he's like, I don't know, the way he looks at her and the way he carefully draws her, like it's this like thing of like, I appreciate your physical form because of what it reflects about you, like as a person in a way. There's this real beauty to, I think really good artists can like capture someone, and the way Kate Winslet in that fucking drawing looks out at you, there's something so alluring, so beautiful like that, I think is super compelling.
Yeah.
Here's a
He
question
captures
for
her
you.
eyes like crazy, but yeah,
Yeah.
and then the eyes zoom into the.
Yeah, and then it does
Yeah.
a cool morph, which it does later on too.
So, do you think they actually needed her to like lay like that for so long to be able to get the portrait as good as they did?
No, they just take a picture and then like do that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably just
Well,
that.
you know, because I was first thinking like, is what we see him drawing there? Do you think that is the version they're using for the whole movie, or is this like another sketch of it? It'd be interesting to compare.
Oh
them.
yeah.
I think most movies in a props department, you're going to have several copies of this.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
kind of
yeah.
felt like they looked a little different. Just
Yeah, well, I
just
was
a
wondering,
smidge.
Yeah.
I was like, this looks pretty raw. And then like the picture they showed on TV in the early shots, I thought, yeah, it looked a little bit like really like that's Rose. Like it was just like uncanny.
Interesting.
But
yeah.
then like when he was drawing her, it was like, yeah, it looks like her, but it could also be any like hot chick.
Yeah. So then we get so what happened next? Did we?
Are you asking? Did we do it?
Did we do
so
it?
silly. So silly. Oh my
And
god.
everyone chuckles. And
You're like, no, he was a gentleman.
yeah.
Yeah. Cue
Cut to.
Well, we
her
see.
hand like smearing in the sweat.
I wish it was that like that edited like that, but it's not.
He was a
Cut to-
gentleman.
Yeah. It's like, put your hands on me.
There's business between.
Yeah.
There
By
is
the way,
some
that
business
sound effect
between.
was me putting my hand up on the window
Yeah.
It
for the
was. We
listeners.
could tell.
The,
It wasn't his massive boner.
He's slapping his dick against the glass.
Lillian.
sorry. Hey, sorry.
we
It's gonna
see we see them put the diamond in the safe.
Yes.
And
I love the look on Jack's face. That's so much fucking money.
so this is something that I feel like I don't appreciate as much on rewatches because we know where she throws the diamond in at the end. So I'm not really thinking about the diamond that much. But if it is your first time watching, they are kind of setting up this whole kind of intrigue mystery of like, well, what happened to the diamond? Where's the diamond? So they keep showing you every time the diamond's repositioned.
Yeah,
Where is the
yeah.
diamond is important to the movie, and I think that's cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
Where
it
is the heart of the sea and who has it at what
What
point?
a man.
And then I liked the note that she like. Sorry, we'll get to that later. But the note she left in the safe.
Oh, the note is
With-
great.
with
Yeah.
The picture, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
then,
like it's literally right after this that Cal. Oh no, Cal is saying that he wants Lovejoy to find Rose.
Yes. And
yeah.
he storms in the room and they go out the back door.
Yes, but right before that,
Yeah.
you hear, I don't think I've ever seen such a flat calm.
Yeah, yes, that's what he's talking about because we
Oh.
can't.
And the guy says it'll make it harder to see the birds.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And he's still. This is like for me the more damning moment. Like, okay, now you have reason to believe. You have the iceberg warning. You have conditions that'll make it hard to avoid, and you're still just like, okay,
Straight ahead, baby.
Yeah, straight ahead. Also, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
you,
because
you take over, Murdoch.
The
Yeah.
Watchmen get distracted because they like Rose and
Okay, there's a line later on where they're like, do you know where did you give the lookouts binoculars? And he's like,
Right.
haven't seen them since Southampton. So it's like they don't have binoculars. Like there's just so much like
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that are just like overlooked that are like so important for
Especially
safety.
for not having enough boats for
Mhm.
everyone. I can understand if you're being a little more lax because it's like, well, worst case scenario. I mean, that's awful. The boat, like this crazy expensive boat goes down, but
Yeah.
like we'll get everyone out. But the fact that they can't get everyone out and they're being
it's
this
horrible.
lax about it,
They're
yeah.
being so no, like I was saying, the Watchmen up there were like distracted by
them smooching.
them making out. They're like, oh, look at this, oh, and then like immediately after. you know?
Yeah, that's-
it's like immediately after.
That was a little like I was like, are you twisting the knife a little too much here?
Yeah.
Like it was their love that sank the
no,
ship.
it was their fucking fault.
That is pretty funny. I do love the way that he's like, oh, we can't warm up like that, you know?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
But we get the business of Jack is getting cold. Lovejoy's coming in the room, and they sort of run away.
He has a
sees them in the
hand-on
hall.
gun too.
Yeah.
So he
Bro.
thinks. I take that as he just thinks they're getting robbed. Right. That's why he reaches to the gun. He doesn't suspect that they're like drawing each other naked in
Yeah,
here.
I'm not sure. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know.
exactly. I just took it as like, all right, like
Yeah.
something's going on. Let me
Yeah.
take a
Yeah.
precautionary measure.
Yeah.
Sees him running down the
He's
hallway.
a cop. It's his
Yeah.
trigger
I
happy.
get
It's hard for a cop
He's
not
a-
to immediately reach for that.
Oh yeah, how do they- exactly. Like he's a trigger happy. He's like, of course he's first instinct, gun.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is when she says, I think he used to be a cop when they're hiding. And he's like, are you serious? And then right then he like shows up around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
like,
calls him like a funny. He makes like a nickname for him. I think
Oh, I
doesn't
forget.
Jack say? But I
I
forget.
can't remember, but Rose
really
flips him
funny.
off as they take
Yeah.
the elevator
Yeah, I
down.
love that. That's great.
And they end up in the boilers. They run through the
Super
boiler. Like, what the
fun.
fuck are you doing?
I
in
just
here?
love watching them
That fucking pissed
run
me
through
off. I'm
here.
like, careful.
That's so funny.
This
I was
isn't
like, oh, this
OSHA.
is cool.
I'm all, that's hot. I was like,
It's
don't
an
step on it.
OSHA violation. Come on.
No, I was mad. I was mad for the workers. I was like, dude,
trying to
you're gonna
do our
get sued.
job down
Yeah, they're
here.
trying to do work, and
We're in
you're getting in the
trouble.
fucking way. If you
Yeah.
get hurt, it's on them. You know.
Yeah. And then they
Not
find
that it really matters, anyways.
the car in storage. They have a cute little like he's role playing as her driver.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh my god.
She likes
this
roleplay.
scene.
She likes the
This is
role
a
play.
steamy scene. This is
Wait,
steamy.
no, the thing where she's like, "Where to, miss?" And she's like, to the stars.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's cheesy as fuck. I like it.
Yeah.
But I think that's the type of cheesy line that I could see someone like genuinely saying in the moment. You know?
Oh, totally.
Also,
Yeah.
remember these are like this is high school romance. Like they're
Yeah.
literally like two high school seniors who fell in love. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and that makes it track so much more for
Good,
me
great point. Yeah.
because they're just saying cheesy shit left and right to each other.
And we get the full "My Heart Will Go On" love scene.
Yeah.
Put your hands on me.
Is
Jack.
it wild that there's a little bit of synth in this one? There's the like,
yeah.
there's the like
nothing
weird
more romantic than some
choir
80s
little-
synth. Yeah.
90s synth.
Dude,
Dude,
90s
the
synth,
sweat is
yeah.
crazy. But I bet, I mean, it was
Yeah.
probably hot down there.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
They're in this
yeah,
stuffy little car.
right.
I, mean, it's
I was
all
like,
steamed
that's
up.
not,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That was,
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
Oh, yeah,
steamy.
and
Oh
it-
yeah.
She did open the front window to pull him in. So
Yeah.
And then maybe she closed after.
Yeah, just to so no
Can't
one
trust
sees it.
everything you see. You know?
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that was a very like,
I also love the line. I want to say, "Are you nervous?" And she goes, "No." I love that there is this like consent sort of like implied of like, "No,
Yeah.
I am like enthusiastically participating in sexy time with you. I'm
Yeah.
very excited
love
for this."
that.
Yeah, and then it goes back to the lookout here, which was like a little like weird tonally for me. That like
This is where
like-
they mentioned there's no binoculars.
yeah, like the,
Yeah.
you know the peak of their romance right here, and then it's like, oh, I don't know where my binoculars are.
Well, no,
Lost
he's-
my binoculars
Well,
in
he does-
Southampton.
I can smell ice when it's near.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's
fucking.
like, dude,
he's
you're a
all
fucking idiot. And then like one of their
ice, can't you?
superiors talking about how they don't have any binoculars. So I think it is this sort of like dual thing of like they're kind of goofing off because they don't even have the right equipment, so they're
Well, it's
being
moving.
a little silly.
It's moving things along. I just
Yeah.
feel like it's weird.
No, it's
with,
weirdly placed,
with
yeah.
the sex scene that's supposed to be so like heartwarming and
Yeah.
stuff, and because then it cuts back to the
And the
hand
steamy
on the
window,
steamy
yeah.
window, yeah.
And then she says
I
to
couldn't
him,
tell if it was her hand or his hand. if
It's
I'm
her
being
hand.
honest.
Pretty
Okay,
sure, yeah.
so I was
It's her
like,
hand, yeah.
I was like, whose hand is that? I couldn't.
it's her hand. So I guess
I
she's on
figured.
top at that point.
Or
Yeah.
facing away. I don't know.
Ooh, we
can
don't
speculate.
know. We don't know. But I
That's-
love the end scene when
Did
they're
they
both
have
just like
doggy style
when
back
they're
then?
when they're like facing each other and they're both just like dripping sweat and they're
And
both
she
just
says to
breathing
him-
in each other's faces.
love
Like
it.
I just like oh my
She
god.
says, "You're
Steamy.
trembling." Again, foreshadowing. He's gonna freeze to death.
Totally. Yeah. He's like She's like, "Are you all right?" And he's like, "I'm fine." He's like being all brave.
No,
I'm
he's like, "No, I'll be okay. Don't worry."
Oh,
No, you
yeah.
won't, Jack. No, you
why
won't.
was he trembling though? I don't know.
Because he just fucked this pretty girl, I guess.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
I
the,
just
the anxiety of being that intimate.
Suppose
It's,
so.
it's when you're like backed up and you got blue balls like that and then you finally release.
It's just like your legs can barely
Yeah.
hold you
He's
up.
like,
you're
"So Rose, I
ready to
had
blow
blue balls
away
for
from the
like
wind."
2 days."
Ugh.
He's like, "What?"
Yeah, I think it is just to show that he is like, despite him being so sure of himself and being this like very cavalier bohemian dude, that he is like, he is still human. He's still kind of like,
Sensitive
and he
and-
does really like her, you know?
Yeah. I like it. The guards are hot on their trail.
Dude, they're so hot and steamy.
hot
They're
on the
actually
trail.
fucking right behind them.
Yeah.
They jump in the car and fuck after them. Doesn't it suck? Okay, I just want to say, when they fucking hit the iceberg, those guys get fucking, I think they're some of the first people to die, maybe.
They are, yeah, because
It's so fucked
Yeah, I
up.
didn't
no,
notice.
it's because the water burst through
Yeah.
the garage down there, and they're
That's
like, it's like
right.
that's the first thing you see where the water comes.
Also, do you
Right.
remember that there's there's the whole peak of the sexual thing, and immediately it's like the iceberg starts coming, you know?
Yeah.
It is also
Peak.
because Rose has made the decision. She's like, when we get off the boat, I'm getting off with you, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, King.
Yeah.
And that's when they see the iceberg, and the whole process shots of them trying to stop. They're trying to get the rudders going backwards, and they're trying to steer.
Yeah. This whole one of the best sequences in the whole movie is them trying to steer away from it, and then the opening moments of it crashing into it and
Yeah.
the damage it does.
So daunting as a
It's so well done, so tense. Right before this, I believe Cal also finds the note and
he
the
does.
Yeah, he
it's
does.
like,
He opens the
what
safe.
does the
Yeah.
note say again? It's like, so you can keep me in your.
Now
safe
you can
too.
keep us both in your
What?
safe.
Yeah,
like-
she's a freaking scoundrel.
Yeah,
Love
that's
her.
a rough move, even for someone like him. Just like, well, I'll leave something for you.
Yeah.
By the way, he painted me naked. Piece.
Yeah, bro, I'm full on cheating on you. I don't want to be with you, but you can keep me in your safe now.
Wow.
Like, wow.
Wow.
Fuck.
Yeah, the scene though in the iceberg. Oh my god, and he's like, come on, pick up, and he's like trying to get the phone to work, and he's like, hello, he's like, iceberg straight ahead. That part always, I just like remember sitting up out of my fucking chair, standing on the couch,
Yeah.
like jumping up and down, like, turn the ship.
Yeah, it's
But then,
so
and then
good.
I recall, oh right, they can't turn the ship because he's got 26 years of experience against him.
Yeah, and the fucking way that it just like scrapes by, and the people watching it happen, and the ice getting knocked
Yeah.
off. And this scene right here, where they hit the iceberg, lasts 37 seconds, which is how long
Wow.
the collision lasted.
Wow.
I didn't know
That's
that.
So nerdy. I fucking love it. Like
No, I
that he
think
went
it's
to
really
that
cool.
level. No, I love
Yeah.
it too. I mean, like so
That's
much
James
of art.
Cameron. That's
I
what
know.
he does.
And
You
just
know.
scraped all the bolts off of the bottom row. Like that's kind of essentially, it was just like all the bolts were just.
Well, it starts making holes like it's tearing through the hull in some of the lower decks, and then I love the scene of the lights lighting up, where all the watertight like bulkheads are being like all the doors are
Yeah.
being closed.
Yes.
Ugh.
I mean, this sequence of them running through the boiler
Dude,
room
that
as
made
the
me so
doors
The guy
are
almost
closing.
loses his foot.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of like low frame rate fucking slow motion that I'm like, why did you feel the need to do
a couple
that?
times throughout the movie. I think it was just like a popular trend.
The
at the
one
time.
with the part with Billy Zane grabbing the gun, that actually looked like it was that looked much more fluid.
That part.
We had a couple, like right before the
sweet.
love scene when they're running through the boiler room. I think it fades out from them running through the boiler room in slow motion, like laughing and like being silly.
Slow.
This is pretty silly. I love that this all happens under Murdoch's watch, right? Because the captain comes back right when all the lights come back on, and he says, "What was that?" And the way Murdoch just looks at him, he goes, "An iceberg."
Yeah,
It's
and-
like the fucking it's so
think-
good.
He's like, well, did you?
These guys are all so good too.
Yeah.
All of the crew members,
all
all
the
of those
crew.
guys.
because
Murdoch
they have so
is
much
so
to
good.
deal with. Yeah,
Murdoch is another really
Yeah.
good performance.
that's a
I
great
mean,
point.
his the way his whole story ends is super tragic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And the a brilliant choice in the script, I think, is that they have the way the information gets spread throughout the Titanic of what's
Yeah.
happening is so drawn out, and they're like the way the lookouts reply after they hit the iceberg is that was a close shave. Like so many people are in denial or just don't know what's going on or don't know how serious it's going to be. This ship's unsinkable, and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, we'll be fine. And what I also love is the difference in class
Yes.
shows how quickly people go into crisis mode.
Yeah.
Because the lower decks immediately start flooding.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
People above are more like, "Oh, that was a little bump. What's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
Where they're like full on like following the rats like up because
Yeah.
they're-
yeah, the water is already pouring into third
Exactly,
class.
yeah.
Yeah.
and then we get Cal saying that he's been robbed.
Fucking waste of time.
Oh my god, it's so wild to have this whole thread going on one of those things that's kind of frustrating where you're like, there's a fucking crisis going on and this is also happening. That's so stressful.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
fun for filmmaking, you know?
Yeah.
They heard the captain talking about it. They're like, we need to go tell Cal and Mom. And they, as like good people, they ran to go tell her mother and Cal. And then they go into the room, and that's when
Lovejoy
he
slips the diamond into his
in the
pocket, yeah.
of the
This is
stolen coat.
horseshit.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, that's so great. I love the way they do it. There's like, this is horse shit. And then like they pull the jacket off and it's like property of this other
Yeah.
dude, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
Rose, you know I didn't do it.
Yeah, I
Bro.
love yeah, the way they have Lovejoy just set up as like, oh yeah, he was a cop. And he was a corrupt cop, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
obviously.
used to planting
Yeah.
evidence and stuff, and it's
Mhm.
just like second nature to him to do that in the situation, which is so fucked.
It is, I think, the scheme that Cal hatches when he opens the like friggin' like safe and he sees the things. He's like, I have a plan.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this is
no.
all Cal's plan.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
Yeah.
this is totally Cal's plan.
What a
Cal's
And this
dick.
guy's just sort of like carrying it out for him. He's like the
Yeah.
muscle.
Right before this, they also show people like playing with the snow and stuff
Yeah,
that
they're
broke
kicking
off
it
the
around
iceberg.
like-
So it's
like
just
a-
like
Kicking
so
it like
everyone is
soccer
just
ball.
being like, well, so like you were saying, the water's coming in through the third class, and then it cuts to the first class, and someone's like, "Oh, I wouldn't worry, madam. Like,
Yeah,
this is
for
all,
sure.
Like nothing's wrong."
Yeah, and then we've already had Lewis explaining how it sinks, but
Yeah.
now Andrews
Yes,
is like,
this scene's really good.
yeah, I love
This scene
like
is
they're
really
like
good. Yeah.
he's telling them how it can't sink.
5 compartments breached. It can
Right.
handle 4 compartments being breached, so just barely.
Yeah, the fifth one is what does it, and I love him. It's Ismay is like, this ship can't sink. It's like, dude, hubris of man, bro. And I love how he says she's made of iron and she can and will. It's a mathematical
Yes.
certainty.
Yes.
She's made of iron, sir. I
Yeah.
love that, yeah.
She can and will. It's so good, so well delivered too.
1
you
to
know?
2 hours too, which is
And then when they
Yeah.
asked that question, I
Oh.
teared up here, dude. I was like, just the like seeing the realization, like it's so
Yeah.
powerful. The way that they're like aware of their like impending like
Right, because-
disaster, you know?
This
Ismay
happens so
is
fast.
so just like, when can we move on? Like he even
Yeah.
says something like that. When can we get going again? And
Yeah.
and it's like, you don't understand. We're all about to die.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
2,200 people are all gonna
Yeah,
fucking.
when he asked him like, well, how much time? Yeah, when he said 1, maybe 2
2200,
hours.
Yeah.
And the fucking
God.
line,
I'm
I
like,
believe you
ugh.
may get your headlines, Mr. Ismay.
Ooh.
And then later
Get
on,
him.
bro, when Ismay gets on the fucking like life raft and Murdoch
Murdoch.
is staring
Yeah.
daggers at him, and he's like,
What a
"All right,
piece of shit.
let him down." I
Yeah.
love it because it is kind of like the crew is like everyone involved in the ship is like.
We're going down with it, basically.
I don't think it's not like we're going down with it, but we will be the last to leave, right?
Yeah.
Like we will take
Yeah.
care of our passengers. This is our duty.
Yeah, that's something I was wondering throughout the movie is how many of them are aware we don't have enough ships. Because like Rose just figured it out by
I don't
looking.
think- I feel like-
yeah.
I would think that all of the crew would know.
I would think so too. That's why
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, well,
Yeah.
if you're last off, you're
not
getting
stewards,
off.
not stewards, but
Yeah.
crew members, you
Yeah.
know? Or like I'm gonna man the last boat. Or yeah, I mean probably a lot of these people at the top are like, no, I'm gonna stay, you know, till the very end.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Cal slaps Rose like a
He
total
calls her a
douche.
slut.
Yeah, what a dick.
Yeah.
I'd rather be a slut for him than married to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather be his whore.
Yeah.
She says that later on, I think.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, she does, because that's when the cops come in and they're like, no, you need to come with us right now, and you need to put your life jackets
Yeah.
on.
Well, it's just like some dude. Some
Yeah.
dude comes in who
Yeah.
works. He's like, put on they call them life belts.
Right,
And
life
go
belts.
up to
That's
the
what I
boat
thought was.
deck.
I
Oh,
kept being like, what
interesting.
were they? And because
Yeah.
the last hour of the movie, they're just like, get your life belts, put your life belts on, and there's just screaming it. For the
There's
last
this
hour.
cool contrast again of like they show that where he walks in and he's like, I need you to put on your life belts. And they're like, no, come on, leave us alone. And he's like, no, you're gonna want to go up to the like the boat deck. And then in the lower decks, they're busting in the rooms and like throwing them at them and they're put these on, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was interesting when they were kind of by the clock, and that woman was like, "Oh, go back to my room and turn on the heater. I want it to be
Yeah,
on
Ruth
when I
says
come."
that.
Yeah, I'm like, "Bitch."
I know it's
Yeah.
wild. They're
And
so
she's like,
in
"I'll
denial.
be back, and I want it to be warm in my room when I come
Well,
back."
they don't know. They don't know how bad
No,
the
they don't
damage
It's
know.
is.
honestly how disaster, like sort of, or even like, think about like, I feel like it's how things happen in society. Like the rich are always sort of the last to experience like all of these
Yeah.
like repercussions.
Well,
Like the
yeah.
poor people immediately feel the higher like taxes or,
Instantly.
you know.
Yeah, I mean that's Lily was saying at the beginning, yeah, just this is a perfect metaphor for like classism, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
of the way, like
way
you're
the
saying,
ship
the
is,
third
it's
class
like-
gets hit first. What's interesting is we don't really have any characters in the second class that I can think of, right? It's either first or third,
Yeah,
basically.
kind of. It's mostly, yeah.
I don't know. Interesting.
I feel like second class might be like the crew, I guess.
maybe,
You know.
maybe, yeah.
Something like that. There's the next part with the CQD where and the guy like the telegram
with the
operator. He's
captain,
like
yeah.
CQD, distress call, and he's like, yeah, we're going down by the head. Like it's like, oh, okay.
One of the few good moves the captain makes, because that's what ends up,
But
saving.
also the way that the guy looks at him, he's like, okay.
yeah,
And
We're
he's like,
sinking?
he doesn't
Yeah.
want to say. He doesn't even say. It was like, okay, and he puts it out.
Yeah.
And they both just like look at each other like, fuck.
Yeah. And the lifeboats are getting prepared. A lot of like you said, like with James Cameron, the process of them like really showing every single bit of them preparing the ships, because they're going to show that in the action sequences later how it can fall apart. So
Yeah.
it's important to set up how this is all set
And
up.
Andrews is like, okay, where are the pass? Oh, again, the roar of the smokestacks too. Like, fuck, man, it
Yeah.
was like deafening in the headphones. And I love Andrews asking, where are all the like passengers? And they're like, they went back inside. It's too noisy and cold for them out here.
No,
And he's
literally.
like, bro, what the
Oh
fuck?
my
And he goes
God.
in, everyone's chilling, acting like everything is normal. And he's like, what the hell? And Rose is like, how bad is it, bro? And he's
Oh,
like, the
this
ship is
part-
gonna fucking sink,
That
dude.
part always kills me when she's like, she can see it all over his face, and then
Yeah.
she's like, what's going on? And
Yeah, and he's
take care of yourself.
and he's like, I don't want to cause panic, but remember what I told you about the boats.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
basically, like
He's
save
like,
yourself, bro.
tell who you want, like tell who you think, he was like, I don't want to be responsible for a panic, which is like understandable because it could have gone worse if everyone was panicking and maybe even more people would have died,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
still, at the same time, like, I don't know. What do you do in that situation?
Yeah, I think as it progresses, we see him being more and more sort of like, no, take this seriously to people.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think probably I would, if I was part of the crew, I would agree not getting them to panic.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
probably because there's not enough boats. Like,
Yeah. No, like, people are going to panic, and then they're all going to pile on the boats.
I mean,
and then all
everyone
the boats are
eventually
gonna-
panics.
Yeah, eventually.
Like,
but holding that off as long as
They're
you
just
can.
putting
yeah.
off the panic.
What
Eventually-
really pissed me off, and I don't know when this happens, but when he says like you're loading up the boats with like 13 people.
Yeah, he's like, there was
There's
12
one where he
people
says
on that
12,
boat.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
can fit. They tested them in
70.
Belfast with 70 men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that made
It's
me so
fucking
mad.
insane. And the guy's like, "Well, we like, he's trying to make excuses, like
We
literally,
didn't know how I was gonna win. He's
and like
"Oh."
everybody, and like you know what the answer is? It's because the rich people don't want to be inconvenienced in any way. It's insane. It's so
So
fucking
crazy.
wild. And then
Um,
we have Jack being
getting
cuffed to the
locked
pipe.
up. Yeah. And we get that the help will come in 4 hours, and this is when the captain's like,
Only one
"Oh,
ship has responded to the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we're fucked.
Oh, 4 hours.
And the guy, he says, should we start evacuate? We probably need to evacuate women and children
Yep.
first, right?
The captain's
And,
just like despondent.
He's
yeah.
like,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
we're-
yeah, go ahead, whatever.
women and children. Yeah, sure, whatever you say.
And then we get our favorite characters, the musicians, showing up. Let's keep it nice and cheery so we don't get
Yeah.
panic. It's such a fun detail. And I think that's from the, like, I remember seeing something about that. This is in the original, like, Titanic movie as well, this crew. So this is kind of like an homage to that.
Oh, cool.
Oh, really? Word. I think I had also heard that it's just like a story from the actual Titanic.
Might be.
Well, the way that Brock says it too, like we all know because he says it in his like little voiceover at the very beginning that he's doing. Like we all know about like the like band that played till the very end. So I think it's part of the
Bro.
like story
that's
of the Titanic.
true. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
That's pretty dope. And then we see that the gates are closed to the lower decks, and the
Yeah.
stewards are telling them keep calm and let the women and children up first.
This part's a nightmare.
Part made me
Yeah.
so stressed out.
Yeah.
It's so infuriating to see,
For
dude.
God's sakes, man, there's women and children down here.
Yeah,
Like, and he-
because especially if the crew
Fuck.
does know, they're basically just like, sorry, you all have
Dude.
to die.
And he
Yeah.
pulls out the gun and he's like pointing it
Yeah.
at them and
Yeah.
like, get back. Like, what
Yeah,
the
I love there's a lot of the threat of guns, and then like the like the danger does ultimately come around, and I love the way that we deal like that it deals with it too, like 'cause
Yeah.
it really gives it weight that I appreciate.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of Chekhov's gun in it. Like, like they keep showing you guns. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we're gonna use guns.
Guns,
Don't
They're
guns,
worry."
guns.
using those
yeah.
to try to exercise some form of control. Like we see they're trying to just fire to like
Yeah.
get people to like stop and listen
Yeah.
to them
Yeah.
so many times.
Yeah.
So then when it is finally used for like violence,
Yeah.
it's like fucking rough, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of wild they have so many guns.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, why does the crew have all these, like, what? What are
Yeah, I
these
thought
guys
that was
got- What do these guys
strange.
need
I don't know,
guns
they gotta
for?
protect themselves.
God, from
Like,
the-
Yeah, because it's not like they're police or something. They
No,
just all
that's
Well, I
have
mean,
a
it's
bunch of
international
guns.
waters. They would be like the like.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to have a whole.
Pirates?
Police,
I wonder if it's
like-
just each of the like the officers each get one.
I
or
don't
Well,
know.
something,
that's what
yeah.
it seems like.
Like,
That's what
yeah.
it seems like.
Interesting. They
There's
lower.
a part where they're lowering the lifeboat. There's a very cool scene.
Yeah.
They're lowering the lifeboat, and we see the flare go off, and we see like Rose looking up at it, and then we cut to a wide shot of another flare going off,
Yeah.
and we see how much the front is already sank.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
And then
was
there's like
really
a little
striking.
girl. She's looking up at the fire or like at the flare, like a firework, and she's like, "Oh my God, it's so pretty." She's like smiling up at it. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's freaky, dude.
Yeah,
freaky.
It's tragic. Yeah, I mean, that's some of the stuff that really affected me the most in this latter half was just all the kid stuff. You know, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, absolutely. Like the lady tucking her like kids in,
yeah.
Oh
because
my.
she's in a part earlier on the staircase where
Yeah.
she's like, "Don't worry,
Yeah,
we'll get through this
figure it
soon."
out. And then she's just
Like
telling
they just
them-
have to let the other people go first, and then they'll get us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And she knows that she knows it's bullshit.
it's fucking
but-
tragic.
it
Yeah,
really
it's
is.
horrible.
Lovejoy's rolling the bullet to himself, and he's like, "I do believe the ship is sinking." And the way he says it, so wild.
He's so cold.
Punches fucking Jack, and he's
Yeah.
like, takes the key, and he's like, "Peace out."
I thought he hit Jack with the gun. I thought he like hit him with the.
I think he punches him in the stomach.
Yeah, that's
Something.
what I
Yeah.
saw.
And this is the part where we have We have Ruth complaining about like she's like, I hope the boats aren't too crowded, and Rose is finally like,
Shut up.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and
Cal says something weird about the drawing. Like I could have sold it and it would have been worth a bunch of money tomorrow morning because the ship is sinking.
you
Like
absolute
what?
son of. Well, he's saying because it's now going to be from a like postmortem artist.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. dude.
Yeah. Well, the line that was really like, "Oh my God, Cal, could you be any more callous?" Is like half the people are going to die is what Rose says. He's like, not
Yeah.
the better half.
Not the
Oh
better half.
my God, dude.
And this is the part we get the fucking awesome fucking line. I'd rather be his whore than your wife. Cal just like cannot fucking believe it.
Yeah, she spits in his face.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Yeah, because he's like grabbing her and trying
Yeah.
to pull her back. Yeah.
And again, just like great payoff
The
to
line.
like such a small moment that you're like, why is this in here? And it's like, so
Love
she
it.
can spit in his face.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, it pays off well. It's a
Yeah.
good Chekhov's saliva.
I wonder if he liked it.
Yeah, I wonder if you
probably,
liked it.
bro.
Yeah.
That's why he goes back for it. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, man, she can really hot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Jack sees the water coming towards him. This is one of the really interesting things in this movie that I think he plays around with this in a really interesting way, is the way everyone starts to accept the situation. Because like Jack heard that the ship's sinking.
Mhm.
He sees like the water coming up. Like he knows the ship's gonna sink. I don't know if he knows there's not enough lifeboats or not. But he doesn't really start to panic until he sees the water. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a common thing, is everyone doesn't really take the situation that seriously until they actually see like death coming.
Yeah.
For them.
And then
Yeah,
he like
the way-
climbs up on the desk and he's like putting his, because the water's also fucking freezing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, he's like banging on the pipe as well, trying to draw
Yeah.
attention. And we do see the water creeping through the hallways. It's very menacing. I love
Yeah.
it.
That's like one of the most tragic parts about this whole thing, is that like most of these people would live if they weren't doing this in such a cold season.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the water out there is just always that cold. Like,
It depends, right? Like you don't know. That's
The
like what they were
Antarctic?
saying. There's like more.
there's more icebergs, but
Yeah.
no, they're in the middle of the Atlantic. The Atlantic
Yeah.
is notoriously
Did I
very
say the
cold.
Antarctic?
Yeah.
And they're in the middle of it, you know? It's like April as well. So, I mean, like, I get what you're saying, but still.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know, like how survivable is the middle of the Atlantic at like peak summertime? I don't know.
Probably more so, but probably still, like, I mean, still a lot of other things you need to
Yeah.
contend with.
Yeah.
Andrews is telling everyone to put on their life belts. We see Rose finding him, and she's like, but where would they take Jack?
Yeah.
And we get this whole sort of like prolonged scene of her running down, trying to find him.
And this is some of the stuff where I'm like, you know, being a 3-hour movie, I'm like, you could probably slim some of this stuff down a little bit here and there, but like I really like that they
Adds to the stress. for
yeah, like
sure.
so what they do draw out is really great, but it's like, do you have to draw out every part so much? You know, could you like cut a few things here and
Yeah,
there?
adding that little
probably.
kid and that man to the scene in
Yeah.
the hallways.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, that was okay.
I mean, it's a cool sequence with
Yeah.
the water pouring through and carrying him
Yeah.
down the hallway and everything. Yeah, but yeah.
And there is she can't find the key, so she needs to go find help. She goes off to try and find help. We see the lights starting to sort of like go out, you know.
I love that part. I forgot that like the lights were eventually it was going to go black.
Yeah.
Like eventually
Yeah.
they were going to be in the darkness. Because like, did you see that one scene where they're like, keep the breakers on, and they're trying to keep all the breakers on as
Yeah.
long as they possibly can, and then they just
Yeah,
just
Jack gets
can't.
electrocuted later.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it,
that's
like,
that's
all
the
shuts it
final,
off,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like the way they keep playing with that, and it's just like
Yeah.
such effective moody lighting for
God, it's
the
cra-
camera.
and then like the water's freezing, and she's like in the hallways, like
So
and her dress, her
good.
like long dress and this super long coat is just
Also, the
like,
insane
so
part
heavy.
of like the guy who like tries to take her with him
yeah,
back up
he's
and
panicking.
Oh, yeah.
and she like decks him
No need to panic.
and
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, to hell with you, and then
Yeah.
runs off. And then we get the whole business with the fucking axe. She goes to grab that, right?
Yeah, well, and it's also worth noting when she gets in the elevator, she has that line like, "I'm done being polite" or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
She pushes the guy into the elevator.
Down!
Yeah.
Yeah,
take me down!
Which is her arc, right? Is like
Yeah.
taking control of
Absolutely,
her
yeah.
life
Totally.
and stop being
Yeah.
so meek and like tell people
And
what
he's
you
like,
want.
I'm going
think
up,
the
and like
whole-
I like the water coming out of the elevator as the elevator was
Yeah.
going up, and it was like pouring into
Yeah.
the hallway.
Yeah, it's
I was
sick.
surprised that the elevator
Yeah,
it
it's
still
like-
worked, honestly. Like,
Stuff like this is also like so always like tears at me. It's like I totally get the perspective of the guy in the elevator.
Yeah,
like
fuck yeah.
I'm not gonna wait
Bitch,
for
I'm
you,
not
lady.
taking you- yeah,
I'm getting out
you're
of here.
Or the
crazy.
guy who tried to like help her by
Yeah.
taking her up,
and
and
because
she-
he's panicking, right?
Yeah, for
he's,
sure.
He's like not even
Everyone's
hearing anything.
panicking,
Like,
you know?
yeah.
oh my god, yeah.
And then I do like the business of setting up the whole journey because as she goes back down, it's like obviously so much more flooded. The whole practice swing scene, very funny.
Yeah.
Very silly.
She misses.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
hit the same spot.
That's enough
Like
practice.
the other
Yes.
side.
And she closes her fucking
Yes.
eyes, dude.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yes,
why
that's-
would you do that?
That was the part
Yeah.
where I think it's the theme, right? Embrace your destiny. Like, just close your eyes and do it. Take that step. For me, it's
Take
like
the swing, baby.
I swear to God, Freda, if
Yeah.
you close your eyes when you're cutting off my handcuffs with an axe, I'm gonna be pissed as fuck.
That was crazy. Yeah.
No, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'll
But,
fully
you know-
cut your hands off. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. Go her though. She did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
It's
off,
fucking
queen.
awesome. And then we have this awesome wide shot of the front, like fully submerged. The water starting to flood onto the top decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just looking at my notes. I just do want to point out before she gets them out. How tense this situation is when she's like, because the guy, she tries to ask for help, the guy runs away.
That's
then-
why they spend so much time on it. So
Right.
like for the mounting of all the tension.
Right, but like the lights going out, the straining metal, her hyperventilating, trying to get dragged off, like it's just like
Yeah.
it's just pulling you in every direction.
yeah, for sure. And that's why they
Yeah,
sort of prolong this whole thing.
absolutely.
People are trying to take their luggage with them onto the fucking lifeboats, and like the
Christ.
dude is just like, "What the fuck is this doing this?" And we get a lot of the women being separated from their
That
husbands.
part's so tragic.
And then
Yeah,
we
Kids, the two
hear-
daughters who were separated from their dad in that moment.
Yeah, here's some more business. We hear, oh, the boats on the other side are taking men. So Cal is like, let's go get some insurance. So they end up going back down to the safe to get money and the diamond so they can bribe someone, and then they go back up and go, and it's just showing how people are really just like, whatever, not really taking the situation as seriously as they should, you know?
well, it's like one of the things that I hate the most about
Getting
corrupt-
that he didn't go down to grab the diamond because the coat was on.
Not
No,
yet.
no,
No,
not
the
yet.
coat
He
was
no-
on. Okay,
He's
right,
still-
right,
he goes down.
Okay,
he
right,
goes
right,
down
sorry.
to go grab
Okay.
that, and later, and he puts it in his pocket, and then he puts the coat on Rose when he sees her again, and he's seeming to act
Oh, yeah.
like sympathetic towards them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's one of the they touch on this theme with him, and it's like one of the things that makes me the most mad in society is like just how little justice there is for so much of the upper class.
Absolutely.
Like if you have enough money, you don't have to worry about it, and
Mhm.
like Cal is that in this, where
Yeah.
it's just like, oh yeah, this is a dangerous situation, but like
Oh, yeah.
I'm so rich.
I don't have to
like,
worry about
yeah,
it.
it's fine. Like
I love when he throws the money in his face. He's like,
yeah,
"What am I
Yeah.
gonna do with your fucking money?"
yeah,
That's pretty good.
very
I love it.
satisfying. Jack and Rose find their way back into third class.
That guy's like, that guy yells at them. They're like, shut the fuck up. And
Yeah.
then we get the scene with Andrews saying, you're really fucking only half filling the boats. I saw one with 12
Yes.
Yeah.
when they could fit 65, 70 people. And again, we see again, they're not letting anybody out of the lower decks. They want to open it for a second to let some women and children through, but immediately they all storm.
Yeah.
So they lock the
and
gates
they pull
on
the
it.
gun on them
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
And this is where Jack walks up to Fabrizio, Rose, and Tommy. Well, Jack and Rose come up on Fabrizio and Tommy, and then they all sort of like, they're like, let's find another way, and they go off a different direction.
Right.
Then we get the cutaway to Cal getting the diamond. He says, "I make my own luck." Lovejoy says, "Me too," and holds his gun. Very
Right.
cheesy.
Important
Crazy.
for them to show that Cal knows that he has the gun on
Yeah.
him for later.
Yeah. And like
So when he grabs it
exactly
later,
where
yeah.
it is too. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't let them through in another entrance as well, and here he's just
They
like,
use the bench as
yeah,
a battering
Jack's just
ram.
like fuck it, which is great.
Smart.
I'd love to
Loved.
see
Yeah.
because we don't get too much catharsis for the way that the third class is oppressed in the movie, and this is one of those moments where they're taking the power back, which is good.
Can you imagine being locked down there when the boat's sinking and they're
No,
like,
it's fucking
"Sorry."
wild. Yeah.
Yeah, the way he keeps like trying to reasonably, like he keeps acting like he's being so reasonable. Like I'm telling you, you can't go up there. You have to
Not?
die down here.
Yeah. It's and they know like. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. But again, it's like they're playing with. I don't know how serious he realizes the situation is. Does he know that like?
That the boat's going fucking down
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I don't know.
And as the crew is managing the lifeboats, we see like the increasing panic sort of happening. They're trying to cut these ropes because there's one lifeboat that's
Yeah.
coming down
Yeah.
on top of a fucking another one. There's people that are like falling off.
Yeah, the woman almost falls.
There's a
Oh,
dude
yeah.
who like shoots a gun to get people's attention. And this is where we hear that Cal is going to try and appeal to Murdoch to
yeah,
like
he tries
get
to
off,
bribe him.
to like try and bribe him.
Yeah, and the musicians are like, they stop for a moment and they look around like, nobody's listening. Like nobody listens at dinner either,
Yeah.
and then they keep playing. I
Oh,
love
it's
it.
pretty
good.
All those moments, man,
Yeah.
are so good with them.
Yeah, and we kind of run into them as like they come up to the top deck, and Rose is like asking the colonel where there are more boats. The boats are to the front, so they all start running towards the front to the other boats. But on Rose and Jack's sides, only women and children are getting on.
Yep.
And we see all these people getting separated. This is really tragic too, but like so much is happening that it is just like another level of like how fucking sad this shit is, you know?
Yeah.
And we get Lovejoy brings Cal to Rose and Jack.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he has an opportunity to get on the boat at that moment with Murdoch, but he
Cal keeps
decides
going back,
to go look for her.
which is an interesting. Yeah,
he
thought
likes getting
about
spit
that.
on.
that's what I was. That's
No,
what I
I was
saying.
thinking, he's like, God damn it. Because he was like, yeah, I saw them on the other side of the boat. And he's like,
Yeah, I like that
and then
they make
he
him.
doesn't get on. He goes to the other side of the boat. And to me, I at that point, I was thinking, like, does he give a shit about her? Or, like, what is this about? Or is this just his fucking ego and it being because she is with
I think
Jack?
for him, it's like a possessive thing. Like
Mhm.
she's mine. Like that's
Yeah.
my fiance that
Yeah.
I need. That like I need to control and get.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I'm not too sure about
But I like that they don't because I mean is like much of a mustache twirling villain as he is, just like an absolute piece of shit.
There's
Yeah.
so many good mustaches in this movie, and he doesn't have one.
But I like that they
Yeah.
make him like not totally spineless, right? Like he is.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
He is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
willing to like put himself in danger to get his fiance. Like that's a very
True,
humanizing thing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Yeah,
know?
it's good. Rose isn't gonna get on the lifeboat without Jack. Cal's like, get on, don't worry, I'll take care of Jack. He also puts the coat on her at this point. It's like, don't worry, I got a place for us. I got an arrangement. Me and Jack will be able to get on a boat, and that's where they do the "you're a good liar, almost as good as you," and then he fucking says, "I always win, Jack," because he says there's no arrangement there. He's
Yeah.
like, there is, but not one that'll benefit you. And
Yeah,
he says,
what an asshole.
I always win, Jack. And as Rose is being lowered away, she fucking like locks eyes with Jack, kind of
Yeah.
like in the way that he like slowly like fades under the surface later
Yeah.
on.
She just
And,
gets this feeling like this is
yeah.
the last time I'm ever gonna see him, and
Bro, yeah.
can't do it.
She's a
Which-
fucking
love
maniac,
it.
and she just jumps
No,
off
she's
the fucking
nuts.
boat.
The way she
Yeah.
leaps back onto the sinking boat.
And he says to her, "You're so stupid, Rose. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, and they're kissing.
You jump, I
cute.
jump."
Yeah, and
Oh.
I forget exactly where they slip it in, but they do have the financier.
Sorry.
You're good. They do have
Him
him.
getting on the boat.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the whole.
Mr. Ismay, yeah, and the way
Yeah.
Murdoch like stares daggers at him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like that just again I was talking about how we don't get much like justice for all of the class stuff happening in here. I think he is a good representation of the guilt of like how the first class should be feeling about
Yeah.
this, where like he is
Can't even
surviving
look. He
and
can't
the
even
whole the
fucking
rest
look
of the
at it.
movie
He's like-
he's just like so crushed, and every time they show him it's just to show like
Yeah.
some just desserts for his conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we get him trying to shoot Jack, and they're like on a
little
chase.
a little wild,
And then
but they've
Lovejoy's-
showed that he can be violent. So I
Yeah,
thought,
for sure. And
He almost
Lovejoy-
shot Rose, too.
He
almost,
just doesn't give
No,
a
he
fuck.
doesn't
It's
give a fuck.
absolutely reckless.
Yeah.
Well, it's also because part of what he says, where like Lovejoy's like, "Why are you laughing?" He's like, "I put the diamond in the coat. I put the coat on her."
I love that line.
I think he realized
the way
it
he
in
says
that
line
moment,
is
though.
so. I put the coat on her. Like the
Yeah.
way he says it is so fucking good. I love that part,
I do have a sad thought here that is there
bro.
is there a chance that if Rose had just left, he finds that wardrobe and is the one that is saved instead, and they can be reunited later?
What? Oh, he can float on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought it was a
yeah.
door.
I thought it was a wardrobe.
I don't know what it is. Just some piece of floating
Yeah.
wood.
Yeah, I mean that's always.
Yeah, I guess wardrobe would be pretty heavy, but it's so like elaborate. But I don't know.
Yeah, I
it's a
don't know.
door,
It
yeah.
just looks like a.
And this is okay. Some more wild shit about how they end up going back down because they're being chased.
Again.
There's the shit with the Slovakian dude and
Yeah,
his kid.
this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like starting to feel like a little bit like we just got out of
Yeah,
here,
there's
and now we're
another
back in
door,
here,
and
yeah.
they're locked, and the guy's like, "Okay, I'm gonna let you out." Oh no, I dropped the key.
Yes,
Ruh-roh,
this
sorry.
So much shit, dude.
this section of trying to get the key in though, like
God.
amazing
Yeah,
tension
it's well done
builder.
with the like flashing lights. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah,
but
it does look
so
great.
much business, especially like when you're like losing progress. Like
I think it's almost like the issue is that like he wanted to show you all the different types of things that like all the different danger people could have faced in there. So he wants you to see them like almost like getting drowned, you
Yeah.
know? But yeah, it's almost like they should have had set up another like like if one of the other characters they set up is going through this or something that
Yeah.
we care about. We don't
Yeah.
need to see them doing it again, but like it is so good and tense that like yeah, I'm torn. Like, do you cut it a little bit even though there's so much good stuff in here?
Yeah. For sure. We see like a lifeboat falls on the deck. Cal sees like a kid and ignores her. This is the part where Tommy's pissed off with like Murdoch, and Cal is like, "All right, let me on the fucking boat." And Murdoch throws the money in his face. There's this whole sort of like chaos like kind of ensues, and ultimately Murdoch shoots Tommy, and then when he realizes he's killed him, he kills himself. And the way his friend looks at him, he's like, "No," and that's the only time we hear his first name, I think.
Yeah, he says.
I can't remember what he calls him, but he like says it. I think he says, "Will, no," and then like he Damn, dude, so heavy.
Yeah.
Wild kids. Like I was watching this movie when I was like 7 years old. You know, heavy shit.
Yeah.
And then Cal uses the little girl to get onto a lifeboat.
I'm all she has in this world.
I mean,
I'm
pretty
like,
smart, pretty
slick.
smart.
No,
yeah.
he's a snake,
Pretty slick.
dude.
Pretty
He's-
slick.
Yeah, I mean, she's so distraught. She doesn't give a fuck who this dude is, like,
Yeah.
who this
No,
guy
she's
is.
like
She just wants to get on the
She's
boat.
frozen. She's in
Yeah.
total shock. She's
Yeah.
like,
And then once there's a scene where there's a like cut to once they're on the boat, she's in someone else's arms. He's just like, yeah, here, take this.
no.
fucking kid.
He actually says at one point here, like let me
Yeah, well,
hold her.
they get on with her, and he hands her off to position himself, and then he takes her back. But I took that more of like I have to maintain
to
the
secure-
illusion
yeah, yeah,
until
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, but
later,
then there is a second
Yeah.
part where then
like the final time
Yeah.
we see him on the boat, he's not holding her.
he's not holding her. Yeah, he's like, okay, I've had enough. Okay, I'm down in the water now. Everything's fine.
I think
I'm
there's
done.
a little
I'm
bit
safe.
more foreshadowing as well with Andrews only giving Rose a life belt. You know when
yeah,
he's like,
that's a good point. Yeah,
and he says, "I'm sorry I didn't build you a stronger ship, Miss Rose." You really see he takes it like so like personally.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what was going on with him and the clock. I felt like they're
I don't know why
they're
he was
trying
just
to
changing the time or something.
Yeah, I couldn't quite figure out like what that meant. If it was just like him reflecting on life and I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't quite
wasn't
Well, I
sure.
think, dude, he's a mathematician. He did some calculations, right? Like
he's like,
and
this
he's
is
like-
when it's gonna go down.
and he's like in his
Yeah.
head, like checking the boxes.
That's
like,
such a
as
good
time
point.
passes.
Yeah, maybe that's
That
it.
one,
Yeah.
the brandies, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We do get the part with Guggenheim refusing the life belt. We're dressed as gentlemen and ready to go down as such.
Yeah.
But I would love a brandy.
Can you imagine one of your last acts on this world is just like getting brandy for this guy? You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking about. It's
Oh my god!
it's
I
like-
wonder if he actually did it.
the balls of asking for brandy, but like also like fuck yeah, I'll drink a brandy if
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out. But like to be like, okay,
Make
yes,
somebody
yes,
else
sir,
get it
I'm
for
gonna
you,
go
yeah.
get a brandy
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
There is this like thing with the woman and the baby. She's holding the baby and she asks the captain where to go. And he doesn't say anything.
He
He
just
just walks
turns away
because
from
he
her.
realizes he needs to be where he should be. Like he's
Yeah.
asking himself that question. That's why he walks into like
That's a
the
great
room with
point.
the steering wheel and he's like,
Yeah.
all right, this is where I am for the rest of this until I die. This is where I'm going to die.
Wild.
Captain goes down
Yeah.
with the ship for sure.
And this part is the part after this is what really gets me, where the musicians say
Stop.
goodbye to each other.
Yeah.
And then Wallace like stops for a second, looks around, he keeps playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they like all like join in.
This sequence is so good with
Yeah,
the music.
so
this
good.
part.
Yeah, super emotional, overlaid of all the tragedy happening with this super like bittersweet music. And I also noted with the music before they were saying we're gonna do something like keep it peppy, keep it from people
Yeah.
panicking. But now it's like no, now we're just gonna be musicians playing like
He's
a
like-
soulful piece
yeah,
together. And I thought that
yeah.
was
Yeah,
really
they're
powerful.
playing. What is the name of that song?
I
like
forget.
But yeah, it is like this religious song that feels very sort of like somber.
Like
And
it-
yeah.
now they're playing for themselves in a way.
The old
which is-
couple
I
going
love.
down together. The Irish
Oh.
lady from earlier putting her
I
kids to
teared
bed.
up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that always gets me.
Dude,
every
honestly,
time.
the Monet and the Degas in the water too. Like,
Tears. That's what got me.
I mean, like the destruction of art. Like, you know,
no,
like,
it is.
yeah,
It
for
is.
sure.
that's
terrible.
not what got me, but it was like just
yeah.
these sort of very like evocative
For
scenes.
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's telling her children of the land of eternal youth and beauty, and I think that's what really just like,
Tyrion and Og.
ugh, yeah. I was I
Mm-hmm. That
was
part
tearing up a
every
little
time
bit.
I'm like, fuck. And they're like falling asleep and the thought of that room just going dark and then filling with water.
Yeah.
what a horrible end.
Oh my god. Like that's how they all died.
Hey,
That's
cold
like how they
plunges
kinda
are all
went
the rage now. I think they're probably
I
feeling pretty healthy.
I get the sentiment of like, no, I don't want to be involved in all that panic in my last final moments. I'm just gonna like go into my room and die. However, like you said, I would be thinking through the logistics of how this is going to go down, and that's not how I want it to end. I don't want to be trapped in a room.
No,
the
I
kids,
would.
the kids are gonna start screaming at some point,
I would
right?
have
gonna be awful.
rather
It's
have
gonna be
died of
horrible.
hypothermia in the water like all those other people did than
much more peaceful than
drown.
slowly getting drowned in a dark room.
Yeah,
awful
holy
there.
shit! And it's
Yeah.
filling up, and your kids are obviously gonna be. They're not gonna be fucking asleep.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be asleep.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's
They're gonna wake
awful.
up.
Nope.
Awful.
I also the scene of Fabrizio taking Tommy's life belt. That's wild, man.
Yeah.
Like, it was very striking to me. And he's wearing it, and there's like the blood, like right where he got
Uh-huh.
shot, foreshadowing his
Yeah.
untimely death to happen in like a couple of fucking
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed here that like all the boats couldn't even get filled. Like that, like the water is now like getting too high that like
Yeah.
they're just like
Yeah, the boats are like some of them are like
Not
floating
only-
even, you know.
yeah. Not only did they only had half the boats they needed, but well, like the the statistics. What 2,200 passengers, 1,500 didn't make it out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like that's not half. 400 people like should have gotten out if things
Mhm.
would have been handled better.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
It was so tragic, so sad.
And then we do get the music. We get Guggenheim looking super frightened. But
Yeah.
then the gentleman, it has been a privilege playing with you tonight.
Yeah.
And then I cried some more there, man. Because
Totally.
that's so fucking good.
Rip my heart
I
out.
love
right
that,
there.
dude. I love that. I
It's,
love how committed they are.
So
Yeah.
powerful. And yeah, the captain goes down with the ship, holding on to. I love that when the water comes in, he like first like jumps back, but then he makes like a very conscious choice to grip onto the wheel.
Yeah,
He's holding
yeah,
onto the
I know. I
wheel
was
as
like,
the-
"What are you holding on to the wheel for?" It's like, but yeah,
Yeah,
I did like
Control.
that. Yeah,
Control?
totally.
Wow,
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And this is where we start to see the front like is sinking and like it's breaking apart
Oh my
and people are
God.
getting swept up into the like inner workings of the boat. That's so and fucking Fabrizio getting fucking crushed by the fucking smokestack.
Mhm.
You know, Rose and Jack finally making their way back up as well.
That was a weird CGI moment for me. The shot of it landing on him.
that
looked
was kind of strange.
really
All the
off.
people, yeah.
I feel like they could have just like shown it falling from a distance or
Yeah.
something. You don't need to see it landing right on him, but like I don't know, whatever.
1997, baby.
Yeah.
1997,
Yep.
baby.
And is this when they start? Yes, yeah. So Jack and Rose are like the boat is now like fully turned, like tilted.
They're
Not
holding,
90
yeah.
degrees, but like people are just sliding to
Dude,
their
that people
demise here.
sliding to their death
It looks
like
really
that.
fun, man. it looks really fun.
I also love
If you could just like get like a clear lane into the water,
Yeah.
like that water would be cold.
Yeah,
It'd
it'd
be a
be
pretty
cool.
fun ride.
A tube.
Yeah.
yeah, there's dude, all the people are like praying as well.
Yeah,
See
the
a woman
priest giving
telling
the
her
sermon.
son that it'll all be over soon, and then as it's tilting, the priest is holding on to the boat,
Yeah.
and the people holding his hand,
Yeah, I
and
thought
like
that was
all praying
powerful.
together. It's
Yeah.
very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
And then we get a
the,
cut to this like underwater scene, just the woman's body like floating
yeah,
in like
in
the flooded dining
Yes,
room. Fuck.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that was a really powerful shot.
Really cool.
And yeah, we get people like they're climbing up to like the very like tippy top now, like
Yeah.
over the side of it, and like people are falling off.
We see Trudy slips and
one-
goes off.
One guy falls and bangs his legs on the propeller,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking,
Fuck,
oh,
yeah.
not only are you gonna be like in
Ouch.
like water, and I don't know how high you need to be for like a fall in water to kill you, but I imagine that guy probably survived, but now he has broken legs and like he's freezing to death. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah. And
Hopefully
I
he had a
love
life
how
jacket on.
at this moment they choose to cut to Ruth in the boat watching in terror, and Ismay like struck by guilt can't even look at
yeah.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't.
Very powerful. And here we get the guy, he's messing with the breakers and he gets electrocuted.
And this is where the boat actually fully cracks in half. Sorry.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
at this point it's all been tilting in. Now it like the back weighs it down enough to crack in half. And the people falling into it is so fucking. And the way the boat crashes back onto the people in the water.
Yeah,
That-
the propeller, like, can you? And there's
That's
so much
fucked.
power that scene, and it just made it look so crazy because everyone looks so tiny compared to the boat,
I was
Yeah.
just-
and it
and
just
there's
makes you
so
look
many of
like not
them.
people, like
Yeah.
they're literally, like I said earlier, like ants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's
was
just
thinking
like
ants too.
something being a foot stepping on a bunch of
I
ants.
had the
like-
ants feeling a couple times here in like kind of a
Mhm.
disturbing way of just
No,
like
me too.
you know,
It's
like all the even at the end when they're all floating in the water, just like a ant hill getting flooded or
yeah,
something.
it's like
just
not. It's
damn,
like
dude.
almost like taking the human
Yeah,
just
it's
dehumanizing
hard
it kind
to
of, and then
conceptualize, right?
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
really, I
well,
mean, yeah, and then that many people dying at
yeah.
that,
Well, it's like
know.
Stalin said, like one death's a tragedy, a million's a statistic, or something like that. I feel like at a certain point, it's just like hard to emotionally grasp the
You
weight
can't.
of
But
that
I
much
think
death.
what
Yeah.
the movie has done well is made you feel
Yeah.
like these are each
Individuals, yeah.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whose like stories end here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Really tragic.
Absolutely.
Really fucking tragic shit.
Um,
And then the next part is like Jack prepping her because he is like, the boat's gonna suck us under because he's I don't know, really smart.
yeah,
with
I
this.
noticed that too. I was like, he has
He
a really
knows a
good
lot
understanding
about-
of physics.
Yes,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Which kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier. Is like he a little too perfect, where it's
Yeah.
just like he seems like he's just kind of like really good at everything, so artistic, so like poetic, so like emotionally like vulnerable. Like he's just manic pixie dream boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That impending doom of when they're holding on and
Yeah.
just going down.
Yeah.
And when you see
And-
the water coming closer and closer, and there's a part of you like that's thinking, oh, like, well, like, it's just going down. You just let go and you just like stay at the surface. But no, like what they're saying, the force of it pulling down is gonna suck them down,
Yeah.
like with the like
I had
behind
forgotten
them.
this whole sequence when they
That's
go
what's
under
so
and they're just
fucking
getting
sick.
like tossed around, and I would.
It looks sick. And Jack doesn't have a life belt.
Yeah, and I wrote here the current pulls them apart, just like destiny, man.
Like just like Destiny's pushing them back together, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
it's fucked
god.
how the guy is like pushing her down, trying to use her life belt to like survive.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
like
Fuck
just
this
a
guy.
panic.
Yeah,
But just it's
It's a common thing. Yeah, no,
Panic. I feel
I-
like a kid did that to me in the pool when I was a kid. Like he was climbing on top of my head
people
because
drown
he
like
was
that a lot.
because he
It's
was
common,
trying to.
yeah.
He was like I could swim, he couldn't. He was climbing on. He was pushing my head under. Like I was just like, oh my fucking god! And I like
yeah,
pushed-
it's
threw
dangerous.
this kid against a wall. I was like, get the fuck off me, dude!
So-
You're gonna drown me.
I almost, I wouldn't say almost drowned when I was a kid, but I like fell in the water and like sank to the bottom basically, and didn't know how to swim at the time. So I took swimming lessons after that, and that was one of the big lessons. Is they had like one of the instructors go in the water and like, okay, now try to save him, and like we all swam up to him, and he just like pushed us all under and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like it's like no, the answer is just like throw them
Yeah.
something to catch on to, because
Yeah.
that's human instinct, is to cling on to something when you're panicking,
Yeah,
and
which is
like
horrifying.
sinking. Yeah,
Yeah.
horrible.
It is horrible. And I like how Jack is like, hey, you know what? He gets him to the little floating thing, and he's like, don't worry, the boats had to leave because of the suction. They're gonna come back.
Yeah,
And then
which
we
is
cut to-
very reasonable. Like,
Then we cut to the boats, and they're like, no, we can't go back because they'll swamp us.
Yeah.
And Molly's like, what the fuck? Are you
yeah,
serious?
I love her standing up for
I know. She's like,
everyone else is such a spineless piece of shit here.
yeah.
Like,
And the guy basically threatens her.
These
He's
are
like,
your men. They're your men out there. And like,
Yeah.
Then he's like,
all
there's
the
be-
wives and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, there's gonna be one less mouth on this boat if you keep
Yeah,
talking.
dude.
yeah, and it
Jesus.
feels realistic to me because I could understand
Yeah.
that fear, like because you could see that in your head of all the people just trying to get on the boat,
Imagine,
and
yeah.
then like you're just getting pulled under. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the one guy who like is really like honor, like duty bound, who's
Yeah.
like, I think this is the guy who played fucking Reed Richard in one of the Fantastic Four
Oh,
iterations.
fun.
But he's like, dude, we have to go back. It's our duty.
He hears the screaming. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have the three
God.
boats, and he's like, no.
Well,
yeah.
also because there was the whistle earlier, like with the guy whistling and like boats return or whatever.
What an awful sound. The sound of like just a bunch of
Yeah.
people dying. And yeah, this is like one of my favorite humanizing moments for her mom is that it cuts to her and after Molly gives up and she's
Yeah.
just covering her ears.
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
she
for
can't
sure.
handle it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the visual thing of like when they go back with the boat, or no, we see that the guy with the whistle is frozen to death, and Rose says it's getting quiet, and I'm like, yeah, dude, that's everybody dying, Rose.
Yeah.
And there's this weird thing about her floating on the thing. You know, she's ultimately gonna be saved, and the way she's like, oh, it's getting quiet. I kind of want to be like, shut the fuck up, like fuck you, dude, like
Yeah.
fuck you, like these people are all
The
dying
most
around you.
classist of all, even till the end. She's floating on top.
I think, look, ultimately, this is a very prolonged scene of him like freezing to death and
Yeah.
them sort of talking and having their last moments together. And I really think the most important thing to say is like she has to let go of him to choose to continue living.
Yeah.
And like the way that her eyes open and she has like a purpose, she finds the guy with the whistle.
Yeah.
And she starts because she's like hoarsely calling out. They
And
can't hear her.
There's a moment where she kind of gives up when she first sees it, and she just like lies back
Yeah.
down.
Right.
And I
Like,
like
fuck it.
an unspoken moment of her remembering her promise to Jack to
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
and to survive. And yeah, so and dude, the way her coarse voice like
Made me so
yeah, it's
sad.
so heartbreaking.
But
Just like
I was talking about that earlier, how like the water at that moment, like I was like, they're in the middle of the ocean and the water is so calm.
yeah.
This giant ship just sank 2 miles down. There is hundreds of people splashing in the water and it's just like completely still, which I was like, okay, reminds you that this was filmed in a pool.
Right.
Kind of ridiculous.
Right.
I
I
was
mean,
like,
he
you
did
think
say
that there
it
would
was
be
super calm earlier. Like the guy did say that it was the calmest he'd ever seen the sea.
I guess it is kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
a
mean
good point, actually,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. It was kind of shocking to me though. I was like, wouldn't you think that there'd be some kind of
Yeah.
wave
more
or any
currents,
kind
yeah.
of
Yeah.
moving around?
For sure.
Um,
I do think that is the denouement though, is like the corpse sinking to the bottom, like her letting go and
Yeah.
choosing to live
yeah.
and grabbing the whistle.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
it's super powerful, and you get the music again. I love they come back finally. We waited too long. He's seen like that frozen baby in her arm. It's so
baby.
fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah, when they're using the oars to move, it's very tragic.
And just like
very
I love
fucked up.
the note of like the person with the biggest conscience is also the one who's gonna kick themselves for coming too late, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone else is like, are they even kicking themselves for not going back?
Yeah,
man?
absolutely
doubt
not.
it,
They
yeah.
don't care. They don't care.
And Rose is also like singing and looking at the stars when they pull up, which is interesting.
She's singing the song that Jack was singing to her. It's before she like lets go.
But I do think it's a beautiful like he
'Cause
he
then
died like listening to the woman he loves
'Cause then
sing
that's
to
the-
him. Like that's
That's
nice.
the moment she's telling him, "Look, Jack, there's a boat," and then she realizes that he's dead.
right.
And then I love as the sun rises, the boat comes to save them. The Carpathia,
Yeah.
all of the survivors, we see all of them there.
Yeah.
And like Cal is looking around, he's like, I don't think you'll find any of your people. It's all steerage.
Yeah.
And we do see Rose like chooses to hide
yeah.
herself from
Yeah.
him.
It's
Love
It's the
good.
last time
Love
she ever
that.
saw him.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah, and then she mentions that he got married and then shot himself in
Yeah.
1929 about
yeah. The
Yeah,
Great
exactly.
Depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
yeah.
it.
Lost it all in the stock market. Very fitting end for
Bummer.
him. Very good.
Sucks.
Got the Statue of Liberty.
Especially since
her
he
name
was-
is Rose Dawson now.
All about
Yeah.
control, and he couldn't
Yeah.
handle losing his money, right?
Couldn't
course
handle
not.
shit. He couldn't handle anything.
And just a quick note, I mentioned earlier that they played the chorus of "My Heart Will Go On" earlier during that, like the kiss when it comes in right here. It's like perfectly placed again, so that when she starts blowing into the whistle, that's when the chorus hits,
Yeah.
and it's just like, yes, she is saved now. Yeah,
She's doing it. Yeah, she's saving herself.
Yeah, she tells that she also says she never told anyone about Jack.
yeah. She takes Dawson as her name. I forgot that
Yeah,
detail.
yeah.
Yeah, she does.
She says
She does.
she never has she doesn't even have a picture of him. He exists only now in my memory.
I
Yeah.
do have a question for you, Lily.
Yeah.
Is it true that a woman's heart is an ocean full of secrets?
I would believe so.
Okay, I thought so.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
I thought that line
Fucking-
was so funny.
I
Fucking
kind of
wild.
like it's corny and stupid, but it's
It's good.
real.
Well, but that's what I was saying. Like, so much of this movie is like a little
Absolutely.
over the top, a little cheesy,
Yeah.
but it's poetic and it's like meaningful and like, yeah, well
Oh
done.
yeah, a woman's heart is what is it?
Uh,
Something
A deep ocean of secrets.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's true.
Because he saved her in every way a person can be saved. And then we finally have the moment of realization where Brock is like, oh yeah, these were a bunch of people who died.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I never
huh.
let it in. He says,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a good moment.
He's crying.
I always felt like this
Awesome.
part at the end where she drops it, I thought it was on accident the way she goes, ah!
Yeah, it's such a funny little noise. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost like, oops.
Ugh, I hated her hair. No offense.
She has like a
No
mullet,
offense.
dude.
No, she just looked. I'm like, ugh, it's like creepy long hair, and she's in like this
funny.
weird dress. I'm like,
Yeah.
if I saw that woman coming at me at nighttime, I would beat her up. I would be like, this is a fucking demon. She is possessed.
Survive the Titanic
Yeah,
just to be
I'd be
taken
like,
down by
I'd
Lily.
beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people say that they feel like she dies here in her sleep peacefully,
I
right?
think that's what
Yeah.
they're suggesting.
because of
right?
the way she like goes back and everyone who died is there. Leo
Yeah.
and fucking
Well,
Danny
and-
Nucci.
I
And
like
they're
that
in-
they showed all the photos on her nightstand.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and
showing
she's on a
that-
horse.
Yeah, like it was.
She's riding a cowboy style.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
is.
a
In
life
Santa
well
Monica,
lived,
baby.
right? It reminded me
Yeah.
of like Saving Private Ryan a little bit, like make it worth it, make his
Yeah.
sacrifice worth it,
Yeah.
make it all worth it, and she did. She had a very fulfilling life, and yeah,
I-
that,
They
I liked
kiss
how
and
she-
everyone claps.
that
she
part's
was
so
at the,
beautiful.
um,
like man,
He was standing at the clock, and that's exactly how he was standing the first
Right,
time,
yeah,
like when
for
he was
sure.
waiting. And so it's like the exactly, but she's in a wedding dress this time.
Is she really?
She is. She's
Oh,
in a wedding
damn,
dress.
wow.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
I didn't
just touched
notice.
Yeah, he's wearing normal clothes. He's wearing his like normal outfit with his suspenders and and he's kind of sitting forward with his like dick forward and she
Lily on
comes,
dick watch?
Yeah, she comes up with with her wedding dress on and and then I think they kiss, right?
Yeah, they kiss and everybody claps.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was like
And
they
it
got married
pans-
on the Titanic, baby. You know, that was
Hands
that
up
was.
to the dome.
Mhm.
The light turns into this pure white light. Then it goes to black, and we get the
Insane.
fucking credits.
Yeah, I wrote here,
Roll
ouch,
credits.
my heart. As the music comes in.
Every time.
Yeah, no, it
No,
hurts.
every time I
It
watch that
hurts.
movie, it's always fucking ouch, my
Yeah.
heart.
We get the full version of My Heart Will Go On. under the
Absolutely,
credits.
it was
Right,
great.
Yeah.
And that's Titanic,
Amazing.
baby.
That's Titanic. I want
Amazing
to say
movie.
very quickly, I have a fun little piece of trivia.
Yeah.
James Cameron went on 12 dives to the actual Titanic
That's
himself
right.
Uh-huh.
and found seeing the sunken ship an overwhelmingly emotional experience.
Yeah, I bet.
I believe it.
During his first trip, he was so goal-oriented that he managed to film the shots he wanted. But
Wow.
as soon as he was back on the surface, he broke down in tears after finally realizing the magnitude of the historical tragedy he had just witnessed.
So that's Brock.
Aw.
He spent more time with the ship than its living passengers did.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild, right?
I mean, so
That
like,
just gave me chills for some
yeah,
reason.
like, well, that's he self-inserted that arc into Brock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
No, totally. I was going to
absolutely.
say that is a reflection of
Wow,
that.
that's cool.
So, Lily,
Yeah.
well, maybe we'll go first.
Yeah, tier ranking. I think
right.
this is a solid A for me. I think it's really, really well done. Like we said, a little cheesy here and there, but like the action sequences are so good. It's so iconic. It made me emotional, teared up.
For sure.
It has a lot to say, very like philosophical in a lot of ways, and it's great.
I'm gonna echo that as well. I think an A for me. I've been thinking a lot about it, and we're talking about how like a C movie succeeds as being entertaining, and then I've been starting to like formulate a little bit more concrete ideas of how I think I'm gonna start doing this in my head. But yeah, A feels appropriate for this. There's an emotional core to it, but it is a little cheesy,
Yeah.
and there's some things that I feel like could be cut, and some
bloated.
acting that I don't love.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you.
But I fucking love Andrews, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
Andrews rocks.
I think it was the time. It was 1997.
97, baby.
97, and I think
Victor Garber.
like I said, I love all of the theatrics. I love her acting. I love Kate Winslet's acting specifically. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is just one gorgeous man.
Sure is.
It was it's always such an emotional movie. Every single time I watch it, I
Yeah.
forget how sad I get every time. And this time watching it, I really was like with podcast in mind, really focusing on like every single
Yeah.
detail and trying to get as much information as I could out
Yeah.
of it. A plus also. I don't know if you guys do pluses
You
here,
can.
but
Yeah, no,
A
let's go for it.
A plus. I think it's one of the best fucking movies ever.
Well, you
It's
can
a
give it an
solid
S
movie.
tier if you think it's peak.
What's S tier?
S tier is
the
better
peak.
than A.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, then just do A. Could because I don't like the old lady
And her hair.
and her fucking hair. She's creepy as
fair.
fuck. Hate her. Love the rest of the movie.
it?
Did we do it? Yeah, weird. Okay.
That's good.
Sorry.
Hell yeah.
I love it. Well, everyone, that has been Titanic. Thanks so very much to our good friend Lillian Collins. We'll go ahead and tag her on the Instagram post. Give her a follow if you want. She's pretty funny.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
yeah,
Lily.
Thank you
thank
guys
you.
so much for
Thank
having
you
me.
for
This
giving
was
a
really.
feminine perspective on film.
Of course, it was really fun. I sorry to spit all over the microphone.
No,
but,
go ahead, spit away. Hawk Tua on that thing.
Tua.
Just like
Spit
drag,
on Cal,
toxic,
yeah.
just like drag culture, baby. All right, as we like to say, please like, comment, subscribe.
Real quick, next week,
Oh yeah, next week we're doing
Air Force One.
doing Air Force One.
Yeah, that'll be
Harrison
fun.
Ford.
I haven't seen that
coming
one in a
back
long
for
time.
his third appearance on the podcast, I
That's
believe.
right.
Who?
Yeah,
Harrison Ford.
Han Solo.
Sorry.
He's not gonna guess on it.
I was like, what are you talking about?
He
Sorry.
could. We could get Harrison
get him
Ford.
No,
here.
we could not get Harrison
I'll get him
Ford.
here. Oh, I'll get him here.
I believe that. I believe you could get him here.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be on the episode. As we So look out for that. Check out that movie. We'll be talking about it as a movie in motion. Never seen that one.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
It will be super fun. As we like to say, please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends you love them, call your mom, and
Never let go.
never let go.
Never let-
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Say that again.
I said never let go.
Hell yeah.
Wait, he goes here. So he's like at the end when or
What
they're
does he
singing,
say? He says to
"They're living life to the full or whatever the fuck
I
he
can't
says.
remember.
something fucking
Whatever, but then the old
to
man.
being a manic pixie dream boy.
Yes, yeah. Yes, to brandy and cigars.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
all so very much, and we'll see you
In the forecast.
cast.
Cast.
Cast. Cast.
Wow.